Welcome to another episode of the LANCESCURV show. I want to let you know that you better be ready for what we're about to share from Queen Nefertiti. She is not playing. She has no breaks. I told her to let it all hang out, but she does that anyway. Anyway, I want to welcome you, my sister. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so much better. I'm full of energy and I'm raring to go.
Good. I
Yes,
know you have
thank
a
you.
lot to say, and we said that we're going to get you a little rest because, days can get hectic sometimes. So I said, listen, hold back until you're fully rested and you have that aggression inside of you.
Yes.
So and that's a good thing. And again, like I say, don't hold back, because when you don't hold back, we learn more, because it's not just a matter of spouting the facts that you know, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
life experience that you bring. And that's what makes everything
Yes.
unique about you. So I'm going to sit here, buckle my seatbelt, and just listen to what you have to say. There's no
All
limits.
right.
There's no time limit. You go on as long as you want to.
Hey, well
Let's
then you
roll.
feel free to chime in anytime you want to as well.
Well, you're a masterpiece of work of art. There's nothing I can do that you're so brilliantly made that, for me to put my finger in it, it's like a perfect thing of concrete and somebody walks through it, I'd mess it all up. So the beauty is how you flow, and I'm enjoying it. But I will if I
That's
need
right.
to, but I'm right here with you.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right? Okay.
Okay. Hello. I thank you for tuning in. This message today is directed at our youth, our young adults. And the topic is melanated youth breaking away from mental slavery. And the reason I titled that is because that trauma, it might have been 401 years ago, but it still is impacting our lives today. And it's playing out in similar ways. So, in saying that, I want to talk about and bring forth, first of all, the issues. The issues, young people, I feel that listening to a lot of interviews and conversation, the roundtables, etc., that you were kind of blindsided by racism. A lot of you felt like you were productive in society, you were part of society, and that skin color really doesn't matter because we're like supposedly a melting pot. And so, therefore, a lot of your parents shield you from the truth. And that's what we've been doing. I like the fact that if you haven't heard about Dr. Valentine, he did a piece on the annihilation of the natural mind. Once again, Dr. Valentine, annihilation of the natural mind. And what he's alluding to, I think, and believe strongly, we have become comfortable. And I'm talking about the baby boomers. And we got comfortable in the 80s, the 90s, all the way to 2008. And that's when Mr. Obama came on the scene, our first president. So everybody's all excited. We're all in it. But little that we knew, there was a pot smoldering in the backdrop. And that gave a push to the Trump era. He saw an opportunity and he seized the moment. Now, personally, I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a hater. I'm none of those things. I personally, I look at the world through, I like to say, it's not rose-colored glasses, but it's a lens, a balance. Some of us know it as Mayat. Some of us, use the Bible, but I personally do not use it because it just it's not when you're looking at it historically. If you ever decide to do that for yourself, you can find there's a lot of mishaps, glitches, and just stories, and the timeline is totally off. So it gets confusing when you look at facts versus fiction. By the way, I do like fiction. I watch a lot of it on aliens and what have you, but we're dealing right now with real time. So back to what I feel the Trump era done. What it did is just peel back the layers of white truth. And it has eluded us because it's almost like we're blindsided. We weren't expecting our neighbors to 1 minute like us, or they've been pretending for years to like us, and then you hear the word nigger come out their mouth, or something to the fact of, well, we gave you a black president, not nonsensical type of things. And it puts you in a state of pause. So breathe, my young people, breathe, because it's just getting started. When I think about when I was raising children, and now today my grandchildren, we've been in a dream state, meaning we all together, we get along, and even though something happens, black guy gets shot, we go to church, we pray about it, and then everybody's getting along swimmingly again. You know, the holidays, all these distractions that is nothing but propaganda. And then we're harmonious again, and we're people again, and everybody's getting along. But now you have to question it. And you should. You should question everything. So can we talk about it, my young people? Let's talk about it. How can we deal with racism today? We can ignore it. We can face it. But trust me, it won't go away. Because if you haven't heard, you haven't learned, you don't know, racism was built, or should I say America was built on racism. And it's an influencer. It's not just here in the United States. This is a global phenomenon that has swept the world. So you can say that racism might not, as research shows, specifically here in the U.S., but it was adopted, and they were the last of the Europeans that refused to let it go. What I mean by that, when the Portuguese, Portugal, I'll just say Portugal, the country, decided that it was wrong, UK decided it was wrong, so all the other European countries said it was wrong in the 1800s, I believe 1839. America still stood strong on it. They did not want to let it go because of the belief that if they did that, it would ruin the economy. So that is the number one principle that keeps the pulse of racism coursing through their veins. And with that, we could say that the matrix was formed. Now, I think we hear that a lot, the matrix, but I would like to just break it down a little bit, just a little bit more, and make it simple. When you stop and think about what's happening now, and you look in your mirror, what's happening now was detached from your current state of being. Meaning, you thought it was this could never happen, or for young people, because we're protecting you, you had no idea that this could happen to you. And it's happening to you. And for that, as a baby boomer, I carry the brunt of that. And so should your parents and the ones before. Because even though we have had great struggles in this country, we did not overcome as we thought we should have. And yes, I don't blame our earlier ancestors because they were not equipped with the tools that the European used against them. So, melanated people, we are in trouble. And we must understand what the fight is today. Put aside everything right now in your mind and understand this. And then we can proceed. The fight of today is the same identical fight of yesterday. It's about the land. It's about the resources. It's about what to do with the indigenous people of the lands. If you didn't know, let me break it down for you. You're very indigenous to the land. We were here around the world, around the globe, way before the Caucasian, before the Mongoloids, which we call Native Americans today. If you think I'm lying, all you have to do is look at what group have left their mark on the planet, not just the planet, but the universe itself. There's pyramids on the moon. So that don't give you a sense of, hey, I really need to dig into this and find out the truth. And I mean, when I say literally the truth, don't approach it with any biases because all that does is going to clog your consciousness. And you will shut down before you even get started because it's a lot. It's overwhelming. It makes you happy. It makes you sad. And it makes you damn angry. So my advice is to start anywhere. Listening to your elders who have broke it down so you have to reinvent the wheel. Materials there. You just got to decide when you want the truth. It's between the red and the blue pill. I'm pretty sure you remember that scene from The Matrix. It was a big movie. You must start there, learning your history and who you really are. And most importantly, learn to protect yourself. There's a lot of foolishness going on. It's like if you're walking through Africa, and I'm not talking about down to other cities and what have you. I'm talking about if you go to through the Sahara, where we know there's big cats, and you're going out there with just a walking stick, and you're confronted by a pack of lions or hyenas. Common sense will tell you you have to go out there prepared. Well, I'm sorry, but that's pretty much what you're living into right now. Because these people are operating at a lower frequency, which is more animalistic and versus humanistic. So therefore, when you look in the news, you look on TV, and there's always a Black person being attacked, blind, and they're blindsided. You're doing your job, what have you, and then all of a sudden this food comes out of nowhere. Okay, so once again, that was one of the problems we had. We did things, but we did not think to what we might encounter from our aggressors. I'll put it that way. So if this is a new day, if you going in the hood, and you might not be hood, but you got darn know well, you're not going to go in there unprepared, right? Okay, so let's get it together. Let's get together. The last thing I want to hear anymore is some black man educated. So you're so damn educated, but you ain't educated to know that you can't reason with these fools. We've been here too many years. Enough is enough of that nonsense. Enough. And then, the whole world's supposed to feel sympathy and whatever because you was attacked by a group of hyenas, So prepare yourself. Stop being a part of the statistics and being part of the problem and start being part of the solution. Even a damn skunk fights back. Come on, people. Wake the hell up. Fight back. Protect yourself. So that's one. I'm not saying go out there, just start shooting and doing anything to anybody. I said protect yourself. Meaning get yourself some mace, whatever you need to do. But take care of yourself. Let the news reflect that happened and you responded back correctly. So they'll get the message. You're just not going to walk up to me and be crazy. Okay. So that's one thing. We need to cease that image that we're weak. We're not weak. I see countless of videos of young black people beating the shit out of each other. So I know you're not weak. So stop beating the shit out of each other and get focused. We are not our own problem. Where the problem is the system that we live in. So it's enough of allowing that to make us play against each other. So get some mental awareness of where you are, who you are, and what the hell you're doing. That's just me putting it out there. Do not walk in fear, but be prepared. Start planning and using code, because they learned how to use our codes from our ancestors against us today. So that's where you get one code 187. They learn what to do, or what's the other, a DWB, driving while black. So we need to go back to our ways before we gave it all up to the Christians who made you think that they were your friends, and you just raise up your hand and just say, take whatever you want. And now it's been used against us today. What and how we're going to proceed, and especially young black people, because the biggest attack is actually going to be on you guys, and it is on you, the focus. Because if you get this message and you start putting two and two together, you will be a powerhouse, and they know it. You start organizing to help your own communities, to teach your own people, your young people like yourself. And if you are attending college, you'll start choosing courses that benefit your community, yourself, the economy, such like courses like engineering, science, agriculture, economics, technology, trade, and that's a huge one, trade. We need to focus on rebuilding, and I'm going to say we because I'm still in the game. We need to focus on rebuilding our Egyptian empires today in the 21st century. Can I get a hello? And what's that going to look like? Well, first of all, we should not submit to fear mongering. Right now, This COVID deal is a model, and they're watching us, measuring our behavior. So it was disappointing when I heard when we came out of it, the gang violence started in Chicago, places like Wisconsin. Disappointment. But then we can't drop it in their lap like it's hot like that, because they have leaders that should have been working with those young people. And from what I learned from the Muslims in Chicago, they were working with the gang members in the area. So I don't know what happened, but something didn't happen, because all that was in the news, right? So a lot of times, if you know anything about the conscious mind, it tends to turn on itself, meaning fear does that. People start fighting amongst themselves instead of looking for solutions and working together. And unfortunately, we forgot this. Our communities used to do this. So now that's where we have to turn back inward and recognize how distant we have become between each other. It's time to become skilled chess players of life, like our ancestors used to be. We learned everything negative from the European and forgot everything that our ancestor passed down. How did that happen? Fear. Fear was affecting us then and now. And this state that we're in is a state of trauma, and it's a curse in itself. The next point I want to make: how do we break the systematic constructs that's against us, especially to my young brothers and sisters? Do the opposite. Come together with like-minded people like yourselves. Create that positive energy base, because with that you could change any circumstances. So it's not over. It's just how you're going to respond to the threat. That's why we believe that prayer works. It's not so much that it's the prayer, it's the coming together like-minded that's giving a source of energy to whatever that issue is that we're working together on, and we're focused. When we pray, and you feel like it's not sustainable, because it's not. Because you're in the church. Yes, you're in the church, and a lot of people have problems. That's where we're conditioned to go. However, when we come out of the church, what happens? We find ourselves, our situation is still the same, and oftentimes, a lot of times, worse. And then if something happens, like I went to work and I got a check, God is good. No, you worked for that check. So we need to change. We need to change the game on that, the model on that. We need to become enlightened again. And enlighten just your spirit. Your spirit through meditation, it strengthens you, and it opens up the mind to the Creator and to all life around you. And then you become flooded with the creativity that's within you already. And therefore, why would you walk in fear at this point? Because then you'll know who you really are. based on your own individualism. You are the vessel and the source of all creation. Everything came from our people, everyone. So once you stand in that truth and you know that, you have no reason to walk around in fear. But you are always prepared because it's almost like you have a third eye. You can see things coming before they come. You can make decisions on a snap. So I implore you to start trying to understand what I'm saying to you. Your energy is being recycled back to you through your conscious. And when you're around two or more, it amplifies. I did a sample of that with my grandchildren. I had us to huddle in a circle, and I told them, what did they feel when we're all together close like that? One says, I'm starting to feel like some kind of, not like a push, but a little circumference type of feeling. And the other child said it was like warmth. Okay. So the other one was, the youngest said love. So this is what it does. This is the energy flowing from one vessel to the next, and we're now connected. And we become like conscious. If you notice in movies, they use it all the time. These superhero movies, like the Dark Phoenix, the Black Flash, I like to watch. And they learn about using their conscious to move objects, to transition, to use their powers, and their abilities to be in multiple places. I mean, it's fascinating to watch. But believe it or not, that's based on historical beliefs and science from the Anunnakis. So there's just so much out there that can help you on your journey and to reach your goals. But you got to want to do it. No one person can help you with that journey but you. So don't become complacent because of the COVID-19. While we are in containment, might as well call it what it is, work on your plans. Because if Trump get a second term, all hell, it will be unleashed. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow them to take away our freedom. We can't allow them to force us to take vaccines that now we're learning has toxins in it that can affect your ability to procreate and shorten your lifespan. Now, this stuff is out there, so I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys have your cell phones and what have you. So like I had stated once before, use it. Use it. Because that's the only thing that they have not shut down. That's because they need it. But trust me, if they could, they would. Okay, so get some, online. You can go online to get the information. And we have to start somewhere. I remember this and if they try to push vaccinations on your school campus, and they will, trust me, because I back in the days when I went to school, they set us all in a circle and we all had to get vaccinated. And I thought, what the heck is this? I felt invaded. A lot of things went through my mind because I felt like maybe is this how cows feel in the assembly line? I mean, being ejaculated in front of everyone. So this thing is bigger than you and I alone, but together, not so. We can do some pushback. The other thing is, one person that I like his book and what he's doing is Professor Abel X Kendi, and he has a book on racism in America, the Black Canvas Movement, how to be an anti-racist. So we have young people, and he's a young man. His research is on the African experience here in America and the ongoing racism. So there's plenty of information. Get yourself started. So if you're 18 and over, voting, you need to understand, voting isn't a right, it's a privilege. And it was funny, I was watching something, and one of the characters in the movie referred to the amendment. And he said, well, amendments are made to be broken. Of course it is. Of course it is. But, we are so obedient. I love Whoopi, but I hear her spout a lot about the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment has not been enforced. And according to the Atlantic newspaper, just coming together on police brutality they see as is almost a no-win, basically, and they left it up in the wind, and left it to states. So they in other words, they're making that the 14th Amendment and the 4th Amendment like dualities that we can't come to a decision because one term is broader than the other, one related to back in 1800s during slavery, blah, blah, blah. Just a lot of fluff, but that I'm going to talk a little bit about that, when you look at the scenario that they use against us. And then we get off those, what's really important here that hasn't taken place. And they put all these distractions in our face over and over again. And that's why we it's almost like being like a dog chasing its tail. Nothing ever gets resolved when it comes to us. We still have the police brutality still happening today. They push on a pandemic. It's changing. Now they're saying it's not a virus. It's a bacteria. We have the rise of white nationalists. This is the stuff that's distraction in the news. This has been going on for so long. And I'm just going to go down the list. In 1930s was school segregation. We had in 1955 the murder of Emmett Till. We had in 1963, 50 years ago, a march in Washington. And then, of course, we all know about Martin Luther King, etc. Ronnie King, it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. And everything, if you don't believe me, is centered around the voting rights. If that was so simple, why do it still plays out politically the way it does? See, and that's where we have to come to an understanding. Excuse me. This isn't about race. They make it about race. What it's really about is keeping you occupied and out of the chess game, because you're the most important piece that can trump their king. and their queens and knock them all off the board. But you got to get it. You got to understand. And if you need further clarity on what I'm referring to, just look up under the Library of Congress, Struggle for Freedom. There's a collection of what I just mentioned, and civil rights movement, etc. But what you could take away from that is in 1960, there was more children, teenagers, and young adults involved in that storm, and you face the same violence and brutality and imprisonment as the adults did. So you were there, but I think we don't mention that enough, so you'll feel part of what really is going on. Now, when I look at women, in particular Black women, women of color, we had women in civil rights for voting. But for those of us who are old enough, in the 1970s, unfortunately, it did not make any significant roles for Black women or women of colors. Instead, it jump-started a new discussion and made a way for white women to have a voice. So, once again, it's not about race and biases for me. It's about facts. And when I hear us always refer to white women as our sister, please, if it's not beneficial for them, nothing would be done. It's just a massage, and that's what I see. It's a massage, just like when the Me Too movement. It started out with Black women, and of course, you see how it ended up. And I made my point, so that I'm gonna leave that there. So we have to look at this thing generational. I threw out those dates, and for a reason, because this is a generational event, and I'm going to call it event because if you notice, things were smooth, like I stated, all the way up to 2008. And that was a change for America, a Black president. But when it became apparent that it was a problem is when Obama was elected for a second term. He wasn't supposed to do that. Yes, he was supposed to fix the problem with the financial institutions, and then when they were done with him, he was dismissed. But he decided to go and look what happened. He was elected a second term. At this time, now the white nationalist was like, "Oh, hell no, hell no, he got to go." They tried to impeach him as well, but they had nothing to do it on. And trust me, they were trying. So this is a generational curse. But now we have to stop and think, my young people, how are we going to deal with this time around? Are we going to do the same thing? Just pray for a miracle and then march when somebody else dies. And I'm not being insensitive. It's just that when you see things play out over and over again and nothing changes, you get a little inch and you think, oh, wow. So we got a lot of Black brothers in basketball, sports, actors, actresses. But then now you see that they, too, are under the gun and pressured to still be yes-us. Be yes-us niggas, right? When is it going to stop? How can history be re-erected? How? How are we going to do this? Well, we must start by empowering ourselves with the knowledge of who we are as a people and proceed accordingly. Ask yourself questions like, how did the Egyptians, which we find are the Nubians, how did they manage to sustain a civilization over 2,500,000 years or more? How? How did we manage to migrate to all four corners of the world and survive? Not only survive, build the world. How can we continue to allow others to redefine who we are when we have been the resource for over 401 years, feeding the world systems? Man, that makes me happy right there. I could do a dance. So think about those things. You want to empower yourself, build yourself, that should do it. Those of you who think you are who these people say you are, you're not. You are so much more. What should you be thinking about and planning? We're going through a reconstruction period. Make no mistake about that. So during this reconstruction, let's put our minds together and start thinking, start talking. Use the social media platform as a means for positivity. Stop messing around with reality TV. It's only there to give you the image of who they think you are and should be. Not that you are. But, you know, they have Americans looking like fools. It's basically our young black people looking like you're savage. You fight all the time. You drink all the time. All the negatives they throw at you. Even if you listen to the tone while we're going through the COVID, while we're sick and dying and all this nonsense, which they haven't proved that to me. I haven't seen. I want to know where all the dead people are and all that stuff. So, but for the most part, I don't let it face me because they did not bring me into this bitch, and they won't be the one taking me out with their diseases, whatever. So back to my point before I go on the ramp. Reconstruction. Well, this is what I believe we should be doing, and this is across the diaspora. We need to be erecting new policies that reflect us. A generation and our generations to come. Now, one of the things, now don't close your ears and your minds to this. One of the reasons that Black people have been mistreated, in particular in America, is because we are not nationalized on the world stage. We haven't developed any global relationships or ties to any country. So therefore, I believe, and you may too, that we need to attain a dual citizenship with our native land, which is the Mother Africa. And the reason I say dual, because now hear me on this. A lot of us know who we are. We know we are the true natives of America, of the Americas. I'm gonna say the Americas. And how you know this, once again, is history. Two, all of our stuff is everywhere. No one else. And then the other thing is you have our brothers and sisters around the world standing up and coming out, because other countries kept them hidden, and particular Mexico, which a lot of people didn't know about the population of African, and they still practice their African rituals and whatever right there in Mexico. And so that's just to name one place. But, we're all over the place. Brazil, everywhere. Germany, we're all over the place. So that would take a whole lot time to explain all that. So, but I'm putting it out there so you can do the work. So get it done. We need to create businesses that reflect Black ownership. We need our intelligent finance people to start banking systems. We need Black infrastructure. Let's see. And once again, I want to point it out, please. This has nothing to do about becoming a racist, because by nature we are not that way. We are not. So I don't condemn us from the past or even to today for not being those people who go around angrily and trying to harm people that we feel that's not part of our group. Because that's just not who we are. We always embrace anybody and everybody. But now, people, we must start vetting. Even our own. We need to start vetting our own. Because a lot of us think in our minds that we are part of this American dream. And the ones of us who know the truth and who speak of the truth and want change, then we're the far left. You the Antifa people and what have you. Nonsense. So no, this is about us controlling our own narrative and our future for ourselves and our people and our community. And those who are in denial that in order for us to gain any type of recognition and power on the world stage, we have to change the narrative. There's no other way around it. It's about repairing the damage that was done to us. It's about us healing ourselves. And it's about us taking responsibility for ourselves and our community. No one else is going to do it for us. We must understand this. I don't care. I have neighbors, different nationalities, what have you. But it is what it is. They're my neighbor. I don't go to them for anything. Because I know, because the way I raised my sons, with a sense of community and love and compassion and how to care for each other, and you are your brother's keeper. We have what we need as a family, within a family. And that is what we got away from. So don't look over there. Don't listen to them over there. Don't play into the shit that keep us from stepping into our today. We must say, we're not the people of yesterday. This is a new beginning. We need to prioritize and organize. And I'm sorry, the tools of the past that we need to abolish and get rid of is Christianity and race. Because under those fascist tools, it has led to the breakdown of the world. Not just here, around the world, wherever we are. And those are the two things that keep us fighting against each other. My case in point, we're demonized by skin color and our culture. You have our own people that's supposed to be non-judgmental because they're Christians, criticize other people of color who are Muslims, Hebrews, whatever. And not only that, by the hue in their skin, who's better than the other one, because they get excited if your skin is real light, if your hair is real good, or whatever. This is within the so-called Black culture right now. And if anyone says that I don't know what I'm talking about, whatever, you will lie. And if you tell the truth, it'll set you free. So, in Christianity, what do you learn? White is good, Black is bad. So it elevates our oppressors, while in the same tone, it divides Africans globally throughout the diaspora. So therefore, we see ourselves as evil, not realizing this era is dominated by evilness. Our world is dominated by colonialism. And what is colonialism? It's policies of a country seeking to extend or retain its authority over other people and territories. That's economic dominance. Colonizers, they impose their religion and their cultural practices on indigenous people. Isn't that our story? Isn't that our story? I can basically visualize a lot of you shaking your head up and down. That is our story. So once again, just let's look at the facts. Take out any animosity, the hate, the anger, all that. These people are not operating because it's personal against you. These are their survival tools. Simple as that. And they believe without you, the builders, the creators, without controlling you and keeping you down, that they will lose that position. And then their generation will be lost. And we'll carry on without them because we won't feed our enemies that's been feeding us just the fat and the slop from the calf. But we know that's not who we are. They don't know that. They're judging us by themselves. So once again, this has nothing to do with becoming a Black supremacist. And this person, for me, that's an insult. Black supremacist, I'm not Black. Black is the end of all things. It has no substance. It has nothing. I am a Moor. And so I'm taking that stance of that today. I am a Moor. I'm an indigenous person from these lands. So it has nothing to do with dividing and domination for us and conquering. But what it has to do with is getting back to a normal, natural state of being. I'll say it again, a natural, normal state of being. And then we need to ask ourselves why we are not referred to as indigenous people. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But mine, it would be, we were removed from our identity and our culture. We have no relationship to any nation or nationality. And Black is void. African American is not recognized. color or Negro are pet names for melanated people. Oh, and let's not forget monkey. So, and this been since since forever. Okay, in 1946 and 1960 to 1964, baby boomers, you're still out to lunch. Many of us out to lunch, and reason I say that because no matter God, I think we need to ourselves personally examine what happened with George Floyd's incident. The church was silent, said absolutely nothing. 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 Not a drop. But when Trump erred on the side of the Abortion Act, they were so excited. They're all speaking out that Trump was against abortions. Okay, and my thing is, yeah, that's fine and dandy. However, personally for me, whatever woman decides to do with her body is her business. My thoughts is with the living that's already here. Children being abducted and sex rings going on right now. Indictments, grand jury mandering for those men. What's his name? Robert Stone. It's things going on while we're bickering over nonsense, and that's a fact. So so you got people claiming they care about children that's in the womb, how they feel about pain and whatever, but you got children dying every day on the street, hungry, whatever. Just hypocrisy. So, not to put down Christians, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's on you. That should weigh heavy on you. But that's where we are right now. And then you have Generation X. I say you have a pulse, but you still rely on traditions. And the reason I say that, because I can look at my own family, my own children, that's my youngest is 32 and my oldest is 41. And they still have this ideal that there's, quote, good white people. And that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you have that mentality, good for you, but you better vet them. Because when that incident was happening, one of their friends was arrested for toting a M16 and pointed at marchers. So that's just a tidbit just to throw it in there. Then you have the European model that people tend to continue to fall on the religion and the false identity. Generation Y is you waking up to reality. Generation Z are the younger ones, 5 to 25 years of age. You're more realistic. They call you the indigo children because you reject religion and you embrace spirituality and you're open to cultural identity. You see race as a absolute, like an ends to a means. You're restless. You're hungry for the truth. You're creative. I like to say you're untapped energy that need to be explored and developed and directed to at this time of reconstruction of the African diaspora. We need new understanding of our identity and inclusiveness. No matter if you're born in Africa, Brazil, the United States, Caribbean, UK, Asia, etc. Just remember, we migrated throughout the world to all four corners of the world before slavery. We were not born a slave. Our people were imprisoned after we fought wars against the Europeans. Now, this is just some history that, no, they did not put that in your history books, but nonetheless, the information is there and you have access to it if you want it. And the way I see it, because they're trying to shut things down, you want to get it as soon as possible, and start learning some facts about yourself so you could change the narrative. We must understand, when they came to the shores of America, and we were here, when they came to the shores of the Americas, period, as well as Africa, they came with a plan to divide and conquer us. And nothing has changed, just the tone. And the tone is confusing, giving us by their passies. And who the passies are? Usually the good white people and the melanated people who think they are part of the American dream. They give us the appearance that we can overcome together. But are we? We need to ask these questions. And the main point I want to make about that is, recently, the only 3 groups that was heard in a decision made by the Supreme Court was, you can make up a note of this if you want to look it up, the LGQT, June 15th of this year, the Dreamers, they got what they wanted, 618, and the Native Americans, they got East Oklahoma, and that was on my birthday, July 9th. But if you have been identified as a Cherokee, etc., and you're rolling as a Native American, that was a good win for us, African Native American. But nonetheless, once again, my issue is, wasn't the march, the movement about police brutality? How in the hell did it get lost in the shuffle here? But you see what I'm talking about. The media have you focusing on this shit right here, and everybody's coming up behind on the coattail of the death of and our outcry for justice. So that, like I said, look at the years and the dates. It's the same bullshit. Yeah, it's the same. There's no change in the policies. Like I said, I was looking at the Atlanta newspaper, and pretty much they, under the Graham case, they can't come up with a face on police brutality. They can't come up with a policy. So this is going to go on, you guys, all the way up into election time, with them promising to do something, and I'm here to tell you they're not. So we need not fall for the same bullshit that we've been falling for. This has been going on for decades. So now the decision is up to us. We need to come together collectively, and we need to come up with a strategy on how we're going to deal with this. And I hope you take this seriously, because you don't, you're gonna be backpedaling for the next 200 to 400 years, and you can tell your children that you sat your ass there and you did absolutely nothing. And as far as you baby boomers, You can't escape this, okay? Because at the end of the day, they needed you as a resource. If you can't work and do nothing, they really don't need you. So they want your ass out of America. They want you out by any means necessary. So you can take that or leave it. It's up to you how you take it. But I have to say is that you need to look at things the way they are, not the way you want to, and look at it for what it is. We're in the crosshairs of this thing now, and we have to make some uncomfortable decisions. But for me, it's not uncomfortable. To me, it's practical. It's a practical. If I'm playing chess with someone, I am going to destroy you, take your queen and destroy your king. Okay, because that's my mindset. I mean, I don't understand. It is what it is. Because for me, it is the fittest. It's the survival of the fittest. So I don't know about you, but I got some quirks, some problems here and there, but you'll never know it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to take care of me and mine. But when I say me and mine, that goes beyond me and mine. It goes to your children and our children and our future. And once again, I heard some gentlemen use supremacy as is we're playing a deck of shuffling cards on equality. You can't have it both ways. If Black people ever really mattered in this country, we would not be where we are right now, having this discussion. If our children were safe, like every other American person, and particularly Caucasians, we would not be having this conversation right now. This has nothing to do with domination and supremacy. This is about be and let be for me. I don't go to cover your house, especially if you're a Christian. I don't cover your property, your house. You don't do the same over here. However, we were weak, and that is the very same thing happened to us. Everything was taken and ripped from us. And now we're standing up and we're demanding what belongs to us. We want it back. And if you're not up to the task, sit down and shut your mouth. But don't give mixed messages to our children, our young people. This is not a game. This is for your future. This is for your future. And like I said, don't listen over here, look over there. Allow everybody to be who they are. Work on you. Work on you. Work on your communities. You're coming out of college. And I know a lot of you have sociology degrees. A lot of you have psychology degrees. Okay, I have to say those are lame. However, turn it around. Use it for what it is. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but use it. Learn other skills to go with those degrees. And what I mean by that, add a business degree to that, management, organization, etc. And take that knowledge into those communities. Start opening up little small businesses, recycling businesses, and there's things you can do to elevate the community. The other thing, start a security business in your communities so that we don't have rogue police. Because, a lot of these police They're nothing but drug dealers. Okay. I don't care. They don't like it. It is. They're dirty. They're dirty. And so a lot of these shootings, if you know, is their executional style. Okay. So we have a lot of road cops, not just the racist cops. And by the way, once again, it's not so much about race than it is, once again, economic control over you and your communities. And that's the bottom line. And especially you should be able to wing between when a cop kills versus a gang member. Gang members can't shoot straight. They shoot from the side, hitting everything but they target usually. When a cop kill, it's a straight on, usually in the forehead, on the chest area, kill shots. So we need to understand that. So when gang members are fighting each other, a lot of that's just to start wars and in that community. We got to stop being weak, is what I'm saying. Bottom line, we need to stop being weak. And those of you who have relatives, we all got some relatives that's in those positions or in those situations. We need to start spending a little knowledge to them so they can understand they've been played. They've been played. So my hope is that I didn't offend any of you young folks. I didn't put a bug in your ear that will cause you to bury your head in the sand, but instead expand your wings, puff up your chest a little bit, hold your head higher, know who you are. You are so much more. And you deserve to have the life that you want. You deserve to have the nectar of the universe because after all, it was created for you. You're the only creatures that is natural to the planet. As so the plants and the animals. And everything came from us. Other life forms came from us. And this is a scientific fact. This is a fact. And also in your DNA, they find everything in you, from the universe to the depths of the earth. So it tells you how important you really are. You are very important to the universe, to the earth, to the planet. So now take that and put it within you. And know that you are important. And start trying to understand that when we're talking about our people from other parts of the world, honey, we are the same people. We need to get away from the stereotypes. We need to stop believing that there's so much difference between us. It's not. It's not. You're not 100% African from Africa. Even Africans are some of them are transplants, and they know it, and they work with other, from what I've learned, they work with the other European countries. So when you go over there, it make it seem like, oh, this is not the place for you, American, because you wouldn't be able to survive here because it's so bad, it's so this and that. Hook up, download sources, news sources, what have you, from the motherland, and you'll see they got it going on over there. However, they need that trade ability to trade with their own, because that's what the diaspora is about. Pan-African movement is about. And that's another thing I want to convey, that we need to look at that Pan-Africanist movement. We need to also, yes, don't run away from this. This is your history. This is you. Look at and I've listened to all religion, and I listen to all perspective from our people, from different perspectives, Hebrew, etc. But there's so much discord. So what I do is center myself and take away from what I can use. And then I weigh it. So I'm sorry, hands down, when I'm looking at our people, the Egyptians, what have you, the story moves on to the Moorish people first. And that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it has anything to do with like black color. It has to do with nationality. It doesn't have to do anything with religion, because there's black Moors, there's Muslims who are Moors, there's Sri Lanka Moors, there's all kind of Moors, there's Filipino Moors, they're all kind. But the reason why we have such a division between each other is because it's over these words, these choice words. Just think about it. We all gave our consistence to be called Negroes at one time, and then colored, and now black, and now African American, which those have no standing. And this is what we must understand. What do you have to lose? What do we have to gain from being divided? As we can see, it got our ass whooped, and our ass is still being whooped. So we got to stop it. It's a nice thought. I'm Native American. Hell, we all are. That's made up too. Just read the Spain. Oh, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But just look in under Moor, you'll see it'll come up. The Moors of Spain, etc., and you'll find out what Columbus said when he came to America. We were here already. So what I'm saying, people, we got to get away from that. The things that divided us yesterday, we can no longer afford it to be a practice in our lives today. And for those of you who feeling weak in spirit, develop yourself a personal mantra. And my mantra for my daily reflection, this is what I say. I say, I will give thanks to my Creator. I am spirit, body, mind, and soul. I will live with intent, and whatever I will do with intent. I will live with purpose every day of my life. I will walk in peace and understanding. I will treat others the way I want to be treated. I will stand in the face of adversity before me. I will walk in wellness and prosperity. I will be the light, defender, and the cover for my family. And so that's my personal mantra. And I do encourage you to get your own, because that's how you can build your self-esteem. And when you're saying it, look into the mirror. Get in touch with your own spirit. Feed your own soul, because no one else can do that for you. And then start meditating. Start getting into groups of people who support what you're doing. If you have a baby boomer parent that's hardcore, and you have family members hardcore Christian, you can't change anybody else's mind. So do know that this is about you doing the work for your own individual self and making a commitment to be a part of change that's going to deliver us all from this cycle, this vicious cycle that we find ourselves in. And with that, I have asked Brother Lance to play a soundbite from Dr. Africana.
Yes, I will.
Huh?
I said, yes, I will. Just give me the word, my sister.
Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys with that so you can get an understanding of what's going on. It's not just in your neighborhood, but this thing is huge and it's global. And with that, I want to say peace to everyone.
Yes.
And I hope, you know, this topic have touched you in some kind of way and get you thinking and moving,
Thank
because
you.
that's what we want. We want to make a plan, organize, and execute. We want to make moves, and every day do a little bit of something, and you
Yes.
feel better about yourself too while you at it. That's growth. And that's the only thing I can tell you. Only thing that don't move is corpse, right?
No, we're
And
not
that's
that.
yeah. And when I was in my 40s, that's what an older person said to me. The reason they keep working is because people who don't work or don't move, they dead.
That's right. That's right. You want
They
to
grow
move.
old and they die. So, that's my advice. So, keep moving, keep moving,
Have a
keep
purpose.
striving.
That's right.
We'll get there.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Queen Nefertiti. It's been
Uh,
appreciated, and the time that you took to share the message.
it's been a privilege. Yes.
It's an honor, and we have to raise the vibrations, and you continue
Yes.
to do so, because you got to understand that there's so many decadent things out there online to pull our mind down, to anger us,
Yes.
to come at each other, to just do destructive things. And so hopefully if somebody hears what you shared, it'll help to bring them up and realize that there's so much more out there in the world other than the borders that are around them. We have a lot of
That's right.
stagnant people in stagnant situations. They don't have to be stagnant, but you're only stagnant when you're sitting still. So that leads
Yeah.
credibility to what you said about, only corpses sit still. Let's stop being a
Yes.
corpse. Let's move. Let's stop being stagnant and just keep the
That's
movement
right.
going, and keep the movement going to go higher. And I applaud
That's
you for
right.
that.
Well, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to speak on that. I just wanted to address especially our young people, because I see the confusion, and I stop and I talk when I'm out and about, and I, talk with them, and they're just surprised. They surprised. They didn't know that it could get like this
Yes.
bad. And it's like, well, yeah, because if you notice the trend now that's coming out with a lot of racial things is people their age.
Right.
And I mean, my grandson, he was upset because, and I mean, mind you, these kids, this kid was only in first or second grade, telling them why they the color of shit, and it's like,
Wow.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ain't supposedly, California was supposed to be more liberal and whatever.
Right. Right. I had
You
somebody
find
tell me
it
that in high
everywhere.
school. They said,
You
"Oh,
find it everywhere."
yeah,
So
yeah."
I showed them though how to constructively deal with it. I just look at him. I said, "Oh, he's the one that said that." The dad was driving a broke down little it looked about 1979 truck. I said, "Well, that's why he's upset, because when you get out of the car, you getting out of a SUV, a newer
And you're not supposed to
SUV,
have that.
and a country, whatever." And he's looking at that, and you dress well or whatever, you got name brand shoes. I say he doesn't have that. So that's why he's upset. So the dad just looked at me and got in his car and told him, "Get in the car." So I said, see, this is how you confront ignorance.
That's right.
You just say it. Don't be upset about it. The boy is upset because the dad's always probably picking on him. And usually that's what it is. His anger is displaced. And so when he comes to school, he think, oh, well, I'm gonna pick on this little brown child. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, you don't take that. You just tell him, hey, you set them straight. And I'm teaching this to my grandchildren.
Right.
So when I look at adult people my age still playing this game like la la la, well, we should try to work together, do all this, and we harmonize together, and we go to the church, and we all sisters and brothers. Well, darling, that's all perfect. It sounds beautiful, but that is not the way of the world. So
right.
We have to deal with life as it presents itself. But we'll worry about that down the line. Why is it whenever you talk about healing of our people, we got to pull in John Brown from here down the road, out of the trailer park.
Right.
This is not about them, because they know what to do. They know what to do, and they have economic disparity. But when it comes together on an issue against you, they all come together. So this is not that kind of party. This is just about us coming to grips on what we need to do as a people, as a nation, And we do have a nation, and we need to reach out to our brothers and sisters around the world and stop acting like America, you're special. You're not special. This is not special to us. This happened because what happened over there first. They wouldn't have been able to come over here and conquer the Americas if they didn't take care of motherland first. They had to wrap up Egypt. When I listened to, what was it, 2012, and when they took out Gaddafi, you know, they left that place in ruins now. You know, they left it. They opened it up to the Russians and the Turks or whatever to go in and finish Libya. You know what I mean? So the point is, you got to understand, if we continue to allow that perpetration to continue, and, you know, because I'm over here, I live in Hollywood and you live over there in San Bernardino. I'm just using that as an example. And so when you're over there killing a brother over there, it doesn't affect me because I'm over here in Hollywood and I got money. When we realize it has nothing to do with your status. You don't have a status to them.
Right.
You don't. You are a tool and a means of support for them. So of course, the police are going to protect you, right? Versus the one over here that's unemployed or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's still one and the same. Because trust and believe, when I was working in a prison, because of my relationship with the inmates, they were like, oh, somebody can knock you in the head, take your clothes, and then next thing you know, they can switch places with you and get free because, you know, I'm so open and this and that. Well, it's like, no, because I don't walk in fear. I ain't worried about that happening. That's why. I'm not worried. You gotta be a badass bitch if you can do all that. You know, I just let them know. I let them know. No, I'm a nice person, but don't ever get it twisted, babe. Don't ever. Don't ever get it. Don't ever think you're gonna get over on me like that. No, I see you coming a mile away. So, but at the end of the day, you need to understand, I'm not gonna allow you to stop me from being me. You know, your attitude, why you in here, that has nothing to do with me. But what I'm trying to bring to you is some real reality and some sense to make sense of who you are. Now, you want to take that good and turn to something negative. Hey, it's room and opportunity, but it ain't going to go down like you say. That's all. I'm just going to keep it real, you know? So I got mad respect, and I didn't have to go around talking down to people, you know, spraying over. I didn't have to do none of that nonsense. I used what God gave me. I gave what the Creator put in me to share with them. And like I told them, I'm like a ship. I just pass all through. And when I'm done, I drop the mic and I'm out. You know what I mean? So it has nothing to do with no love or nothing. It's a journey. It's a mission. So we need to get to that point and stop with all this game stuff that they put in our heads, you know, like you look better than that one. You're smarter than that one, you know, and believe it, they still use those tactics. They still use those same tactics that they used yesterday, you know. And when I hear someone say, oh, you're smarter than that one, immediately I stand up and say, excuse me, why would you say that? Oh, because you easy to get along when you do, and I have to correct now I'm going to correct you. No, dear, as long as I need something from you, I'm nice. But soon as I don't need you telling me what to do. I'm my own boss. You know, I flipped the script on them really quick. So, you know, but needs to let them know, no, I'm wise and I'm awake. And so that division thing you just did right there, I called you out. You know, but you know what goes along with that, you know, you have to watch your back.
Always.
You know, but the point is, as a people, we need to start watching each other back. And we need to get away from that, you know, color coding bullcrap. Because you're not better than your brother and sister. You're not. You're the same people. You're the same people. And wearing a dress, if you're a man, talking about shopping, that's not going to change anything. Okay.
That's right.
It's not going to stop police brutality. It's not going to do any of those things for you. You know, but what's going to do it for you is coming into your own, raising your vibration, knowing who you are, and develop some strength within. And you know, joining hands with your brothers and sisters, and not just here, around the world. Around the world, we have the same condition. And that's it.
Wow.
That's
Amazing
it.
you are. Amazing you are. You speak so much sense
Well,
that even
thank
if you
you.
were talking in your sleep, it would be better than what most people say that has sense. I know you do. Even the private conversations are like that. Yeah, but I really love, you know, your passion for your people. And I'm saying your people
Yeah.
like it ain't my people. That's like some white
Yeah.
man. Your people. No, our
Oh.
people. But I'm just saying I love the passion that you have.
Oh, yeah, you just got me there because Caucasian people say, "Oh, your people, yeah, those are my people."
I know.
Yeah, those are my people.
I
What's
hope
up with
they don't
that?
think. I hope the listeners don't think I'm an undercover white man with a black mask all these years, right? Did you hear what
I
he
know,
said?
right?
He said your people. So,
Yeah,
but I was just saying it from an outside kind of way of saying it, you know.
yeah,
But that's what it's all about, and that's what keeps us going. Not only doing
it
the
is.
work,
We
which is
have
not
to.
work, it's just a passion because we live this.
We
You know
got
what I mean?
we got to get that passion for ourselves again.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We could be so great, and this is the time. This is the time.
Most don't realize
I
it.
don't care. I don't care which way you look at it. You can look at the weather. All the signs are there. All the signs are there.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot miss this opportunity to turn things around for ourselves and for our people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to do it, and we got to do it massively. We got to do it on when I'm talking about nationally, you know, we need to do it across the diaspora. We can't pick and choose. You know, we brothers and sisters on the African continent now, they finally start showing in movies. It's funny. I was watching this. It's called 13 minutes or whatever, and in the movie itself, the guy was like, they're in Libya because of, you know, the uprising or whatever after Gaddafi was killed, and he said, "Oh, I'm just gonna slide right over into I think he said Ghana or something nearby." But I said, huh. I said, so you finally put it out there that they're neighboring, everybody's on the African continent, Libya, you know, and South Africa, East Africa. These states are all one. These countries are all one.
Right.
They're together. They're not like, oh, way over here and way over there, like they try to make it seem. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have to look out for each other. We have to. And we have to stop allowing this division to continue.
Yeah,
you know,
those who embrace the division are embracing doom and death.
Yes.
If they have that kind of spirit in them, they're disconnected. And anybody who hears truth and seeks out to remain divided and venomously divided, then they earned it. I can't try to pull those people along in any good direction if I see it. I'm not saying I know everything, but you can't, at this point, the flip side and the sad part is that we're in a time that is our time, but at the same time, we have no time to waste with anybody who wants to waste that window of opportunity that is right now. Right now, not next year, not 5 years from now.
Now.
This is the right now that we've been waiting for a long time. But a lot of us are thinking, 20 and 30 years ago, or maybe we're a part of this system now and we got to give it a chance. No, this is a window of opportunity that if you don't climb through it, you will miss it. There'll be no coming back. You will not.
That's
look,
right.
I don't know of any basketball player that jumps up to dunk the ball in the hoop, but waits until he passes the hoop and gets back down to the ground. When that hoop is closest to you, that's when you must dunk. Many people we're right here as a people by the hoop, and we're sitting here looking everywhere else. Huh? What? What are you saying? What are you talking? And they're clueless. You must strike now.
But you know, too, brother, people need to step away from nonsense because it's there to make you think everything's hunky dory.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they need to step away from the TV stuff and whatever. That's what I do. I just step away from that because reality. Because if you do, you become mesmerized and you think, oh, okay, interracial love is still strong, this and that, you know, because that's the image that they pouring out there, you know, and all this homosexual men, and they notice all of them are black.
Yeah, they push all the black
like
men
women.
Exactly.
Huh?
They pushing us more as being the face of that. That is their culture.
That is what
they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I have ancient books on them doing their little ritual, and the men are having, you know, the Greeks, they doing their thing.
That is the point. What joy is in that?
Exactly.
What joy?
I was like, this is disgusting. I wanted to put that post that on there so they can see where it comes from. That is not. Our men, you love their women. Okay, they all was a lover of women. So I don't know what this stuff here, you know, I mean, each to his own. But then the other thing I find out, you know, that Black Lives Matters was about pushing the lesbian agenda. And that's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah. They're comparing, what was it that I saw? I saw a logo with a Black Power fist raised, the whole arm there raised up, just like the two brothers in the Olympics from '68. John Smith and Juan Carlos, I believe their names were. And you saw this fist. It was a drawing. All you saw was from the shoulder to the fist. But guess what? There was another little hand holding up the fist hand, the black fist hand, holding it near or above the elbow. And this arm was in the rainbow colors. In other words, we support and we're together. I'm not buying it. No. No, we don't want that.
Yes. No, we don't know it. This is about, it was supposed to be about police brutality against Black men. Yeah, Black women. We have had a few Black women, you know, met their end, you know, because of police, their brutality, or I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway,
I mean, you know, police being the overseers for runaway slaves. That's their history, and so this is nothing new. So how can they want to join on what they do, which those very same slave masters, right, who had the overseers would bring them back to the slave masters to do what? To work them, but to use them sexually. So these modern day overseers are not on our side. They never were.
They're
you
not.
understand?
They're
So it wasn't
They're
about
not.
Black men then. It was about bringing them Black men back there and embarrassing them and degrading them and raping them. And what kind of sick? But see, they don't put that in their history books. They don't teach. Why don't they teach the real thing in these schools? Right?
But see, I heard a shame of that, and they wanted to just go away. But how you think it's going to go away, and you continue to still do the same thing that you did yesterday?
But look at the psychological implications of what has happened to us. Even if we don't factually know, there is something wrong.
It's something damn
on a spiritual
wrong.
level. We know there's something wrong. We are not out of this thing yet. These white people will say, "Oh, slavery's over." What do you mean? They would love us to think that. That's like me beating somebody up and knocking their teeth out and say the beating's over. Well, look, I got wounds here.
Yeah, and then until I see you in school again, and then we'll give it to you again.
Exactly.
That's how that goes.
That's right.
Yeah. So so we need to break ourselves out of the cycle because they're not going to do it for us. And I don't care how many kumbaya moments we have. This has been the reality for decades. That's why I was putting those dates out there because they can see there has not been any change. And a lot of people, at least we don't have. I mean, excuse me, you do have change on the mind. You do, and you still buy because you only can go so far. They won't let you go too much further, you know, than what you are. We got a CEO here, whatever, and then they cry about that. They cry about that. They don't want you to have an economic deliverance. They don't want you to have that because they know who you are. I mean, when you look at Black Wall Street from 1929, you sent us out there. Now, this is the funny part, right? Because I don't know if you heard the story of Wounded Knee, right?
Yeah.
Because that happened around Thanksgiving. Well, come behold, that's the whole thing was about when they sent the natives, which was us, into Oklahoma, and it was nothing there. And they built that up.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine those people had nothing. Because I don't know if you ever been to Oklahoma. It's not much. I mean,
I heard,
it's
but
like
I've never been there.
It's like Montana and places like that. They have a lot of dead earth, right? Around there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but these people had nothing to work with. And look what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They built it up. They made it a hallmark moment, of trading and goods, education, etc., just like they did in Kemet.
Right. Wow.
And only thing they failed to do was put a army, a force in place to protect themselves. That's the thing that they didn't learn from the white man.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they felt they didn't need it. I don't know. But they failed to protect themselves. Oh, right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because guess what? The church was going to do it. Jesus was going to do it. And see, that's the false sense of security that the Christianity gives Black people. It's a false sense of security.
Yes.
That if you do absolutely nothing but pray, your prayers are going to be answered. And some of you might be sacrificed and die, but it's going to be a change. And you always wait for that change that never comes.
Isn't that something?
It never comes.
Everybody and people will come around you, other people, while you're dying off and start their new futures. And you help them, and you always are the one who always waits and never gets it. And
we never get anything.
Never. So, I mean,
that's what I'm pissed off.
Right. So, I mean, what's wrong with us who say it's now?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, what are you always going to say 20 years from now? It's always going to be so many years from
same
now?
Thing. It's the same thing. I'm just saying, look at this thing. Who got anything out of this whole thing? The Native Americans got Oklahoma, the LBGQ, they got decided they can't be discriminated against. And who's the other one? The Dreamers. Can't be deported now. So everybody got something, but still they're agonizing over a policy to stop police from taking your life. I'll just put it where it is. Taking your life, beating your ass whenever they want to.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Separation. Yeah. We have everything inside of us. We're in every area of expertise that they have, and we're in it, running it. So what makes me think we can't run our own stuff? We're so. I'm through. Like I said, there's going to come a time.
If they wanted to stop it, they would have stopped it a long time ago. They have no intention to do anything but what they've been doing.
We know that. That's why I'm so laid back. When people, you're against it. No, I'm not against it. You all are doing what you're doing. I don't expect you to change. It's just an alternative. Right. It's just something else. I mean, they think you're mad or whatever have you. I mean, I get animated when I communicate
but listen.
To try to reach people sometime. But I mean, I know the game. I knew the game from very long time ago. My parents taught me. Yes.
What's distasteful to me is when I hear Black people, for the sake of not arguing, Black people who err on their side to say that we're angry and we want to become some kind of Black superior because we have this phenomenal background. It has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's insulting when I hear a Black person, especially a Black man, say we want to be superior or we want to be supremacists. Really?
Wait a second. But we are gifted. Okay, like I always say, you get a midget who is like 2.5 feet tall, and you're going to have a dunking game with Michael Jordan at his prime. Look. They're made by law to be equal, but they're not created equally. You're not created equally. So as a man who, from my bloodline through Jamaica, through Africa, but melanated, and this is our planet. This whole planet is ours, right?
Hello.
So I am supposed to turn away. So that means Michael Jordan is gonna go down on his knees to give the midget an extra shot, close his eyes, tie one hand behind his back, spin around where he doesn't know, just to say, okay, listen, I can't apologize for me being created in a way, in many ways, superior to the one who is recessive. I can't apologize for that. I can't ignore that. And I can't stop using my abilities and my strengths for my benefit. But you want to take it away from me. And this is why you get a kick out of seeing a person who looks like me in a dress. I got bass in my voice and I'm trying to shoot hormones and get breasts, talk higher, and be subservient to something who is really the virus of the earth. No, call it for what it is. You're a virus. There is no coronavirus. There's a Caucasian virus, and their agenda to corral us off. And this is a test run to see how many of us are subservient, but they don't want us to flap our wings as well. Look, if I'm 5'10" like I am, I'm standing 8 feet tall. If I'm 240 pounds like I am, I'm thinking of myself as a 500-pound muscular dynamo. You understand? I'm reaching higher because I am connected to nature, and nature is me. You ain't got nothing to do with that relationship that I have with nature because you're not part of nature. If you were part of nature, the sun wouldn't be trying to burn you off the face of the earth. It's going through its cleansing right now. When you're backed up with food that doesn't come out, either your stomach is going to take care of it naturally, or you're going to do something to clean it out. Well, we're in a time of reset. When you reset and sell your home, you don't leave your furniture, your clothes, and even a little bit of junk. You clean it out before the new owner comes in. It's just happened that you've been squatting somewhere and made the original owner of that home think that it's not his home, and you've been squatting. Now you got to get out. The sun is coming for you. You're getting burned off.
Keep it real, brother.
There's not even a billion of you on this planet. With all the billion, you're the minority. You're the minority. And you're trying to make me feel like I'm going to go travel the world with more people that look like me and call myself a minority. No, I am the world majority.
We're not a minority.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
You're damn right. We're not a minority.
No, we're not. And never have been. But they make us believe that also. And we walking around on our land all over the world subservient to him, and he takes it and we let him take it. You understand? No way.
Brother, when I look and I saw in South Africa how that's their country, and they walking on eggshell, like, get the F out of here.
You know how many people I told when I saw them over there?
It's more of them over there, huh?
Yeah, you know how many people I saw in the motherland in a certain place, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at them like, what the heck you doing here? I'm really looking at them like that.
Yeah,
and there's a video that I even caught myself over there when we were walking over by the land that they're taking, the fishing lands over there, where the Chinese are allowed to build up because of the crooked politicians, some of them that are over there. And I see some white people walking through there, and all the black folks over there, they don't know where they're going to go. There are 5,000 of them over there. And we got some help for them over there, and connected some phone numbers with people who can help. And they're walking around, they looking at me, I'm looking at them, I said, what are you doing over here? I said, y'all need to get out of here now. Get out of here. You know what I mean? I told them that. And they're walking all scared. I said, I'm going to be here with all these people look like me, and I'm going to look down when I see you. Y'all need to get stepping.
Thank you.
Because you know where you kind of dominate, messed up in the UK and up in the United States, you know how you treat us. So I'm looking at you like you the imposter. You're the virus. Get out of here.
You're the virus. You don't belong here.
If you don't move fast enough, I'm seeing some rocks over there. Now, I said it that way, but before they go, oh, he said he's going to hit us with rocks. No, I said, I'm seeing you, and I see these rocks over there. You know 2 + 2 is 4. Get stepping.
Let me ask you this. If you got your dual citizenship, which country which one you would go? You mean as far as, I hear a lot about Ghana. Huh?
Well, I mean, my bloodline is really from Ghana. Mr. SCURV and
mine did too. Yeah. I learned that because my grandfather's from Jamaica.
Yeah, 93% of Jamaicans. 93% of Jamaicans directly have their bloodline from Ghana. Now that doesn't say all, because when I went there last year in the so-called slave castles, which are slave dungeons, that had a church in the middle of the whole thing. Okay, which I can't roll with church when they have something like that.
Tell me about it, okay?
Yeah. I mean, right there, while you
They were
heard the
the
cries
author of the building the ports. I mean, get this, boy.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, go on.
That's right. So what I'm saying is that, you know, many countries in Africa are uniting, and it's a sense of change right now, and there is change going on, but you have to stay on it because they're going to falsely report certain things or ignore certain things. You know, the same things that they do over here with CNN, right? Headline News and Fox News and all these other so-called news platforms, which are only propaganda, only owned by a few people, a few of the same people. So they'll create a different look to have you fighting about Democrat and Republican and liberal and this and that, but it's all the same thing. You see what I mean? So you can't go on what they say. So you have to speak to the people. This is what I'm saying. I'm not brushing off your question, but I'm doing severe research on all of those things. But the best thing I would say is when you go to a lot of the blogs that are originally from, I mean, the internet is a wonderful thing. Facebook pages that you can use properly. Now, you know, when you are a radical like I am or like you are, they will mess around, but seek to go and talk to people and respond to them and find out where they live and ask them questions, and also understand that their mind might be a brainwashed mind too. So you have to kind of figure out who you're talking to. And like I said, I can never really get a straight answer.
African friends that diehard Christians out here. And then something happens. Like one friend I had, she was tricked by the pastor, and she ended up losing her house, her husband, and he, of course, gladly allowed her to took her money. And then she was like, "I'm not going to any more black churches anymore." So it's like, okay, wait a minute, excuse me, don't lump us all like that. You know, there's crooks here, just like it is in Africa.
Of course.
No one told you to believe that this man was some kind of God or Jesus, that you gave him everything. Hell, you might as well gave him your drawers while you was at it. You know, so your husband left you because you became a fanatic. You know, you lost your mind. I would have never, ever gave you ties and stuff like that. And what have you, that is going to hurt my family and what that, even myself, you know, or my dog for that matter.
That's right.
I mean, how stupid can you be?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, you do what you can do, but you don't give your last to any damn. What's wrong with you? Be mad at yourself. Be mad at yourself. Don't be pissed off. So we don't talk. We don't talk. She's not going to a Mexican church or whatever. Girl, please. They'll do the same thing to you too. If you're that dumb and weak and buying to every damn thing that you hear, and you want to give up your last in your pocketbook, that's on you. Nobody blame but you.
Well, remember, you have those people that may be of that persuasion over there, where they will play on your feelings to come back home to Africa. I'm going to be real with it. That you have some who are like that. You understand?
Right.
That are going to play on that, and then we have those over here who think that everything African is pristine as far as it being from that positioning of the motherland, like, oh, these are African people and they must be this. And you got shysters over there too. You got people over here speaking about, oh, I want to help Africa and I'm all about the African people. And they're the fastest one to come rip you off. They're the fastest ones to come up in your house and rip you off, and you don't know what happened. So you have to use your street smarts. You have to use your spirit.
Thank you.
And like I said,
people are people,
let time
man.
go by. Let time go by.
Right.
Look, like right now, pretty much right now, you got to have a body of work. I don't mean you have to be on YouTube or social media, because you can construct something false on social media to look so convincing. Let me give you an example.
That's right.
There's a brother who came on the show. I think it was maybe time flew a funny way. I think it was last year toward the August, September, right around in there, October, whatever. And he showed me his books, and he talked so well spoken, spoke on relationships and everything. And you have a lot of shites. And look, let me tell you something. Maybe later on I'll do a little show on that or talk about that. But you have a lot of shysters on YouTube and social media who construct meticulous profiles that are pretty much foolproof, and they will put time in it. They'll take the time and take 2 or 3 years to build up this imagery to be false, to only come at you women, and I say you women, not like you women, but in their mind, it's like, I'm coming at you women because I need a place to live. I need a place to see you. I'm finding out those who have money so I can get with those and take my time and talk to those romantically and really get and portray myself as being some busy man so that when I spend time with you, you feel so privileged to speak with me. And all of a sudden here comes some catastrophe where by the time that he has the catastrophe, you're hook, line, and sinker, and you're hoping to one day be with this man. So you think you're going to get put to the head of the line by doing something on a monetary level or letting him come stay with you and use you when he done checked you out. There are predators out here. And when I found out that this man is like this, he was always talking about his wife, his wife, his wife. Oh, no, I got to pick her up. Oh, no. The brother was in work release, y'all. Locked up and work. Let me tell you something. But he didn't get too far because I done blocked him, and the women he was coming after, I got them hip. There was one young lady who he focused on who was doing pretty good, but we did a show together, and she had issues from when she was growing up, and it's already public. I'm not going to say who it is, but she put her stuff out there. So it's not like I'm talking about anybody's situation. She was basically molested by her father and had some severe issues that she has been healing from, but she's not out of it yet because those things take a long time. So this brother was his way of speaking so smooth, and we have to get together in our relationships that we have to have an understanding as men because our sisters have been, he was speaking so seductive, and she told me the whole thing. She told, as it was going along, she says, Lance, I ain't gonna lie, I was getting aroused when he was talking to me and starting to get me weak. But he didn't say anything sexual. But it was just that his caring and his strength and his voice. Listen, sister, your life is not over yet. You do have a life. And I'm telling you, there are so many sisters that I helped that I would like to help you. So he found out all of her social media platforms. And, sometimes people go through their transition and their change. They might be up right now and a little more healed up now, but maybe 5 years ago they were out there in the club. Maybe 5 years ago, their boobies were hanging out and the booty was hanging out and whatever. And they were revealing themselves and a lot of makeup and looking worldly, carnal sexy, which that is not the real deal. And so this joker goes deep down in her Facebook page and likes all of the carnal, seductive, pictures, but he's not liking the other ones. He started asking us some really personal questions about, okay, do you not at first now. He mixes it in and gets you worked up and finds out, do you have a mortgage? And finds out, is it in your name? Is it in any? Why are you, if you're trying to help somebody, why are you asking these
things? Why is that important?
And finds out that there's no man around, and then he begins to call her every night. Yet he has a wife. Like I said, I talk to women all times of day and night, but Mr. SCURV knows she can be ready. I was like, here, go talk to Mr. SCURV. This is what I do. Please. I've been doing this too long. Trust me. But though there are those that want to come next to you when you do have credibility, because look, put it this way, to a normal, we're abnormal on an ascended level because we're vibrating high. So we're not normal. We're not mediocre. But take the so-called normal people. If I flip out a book and now this wouldn't impress you, but if I flip out a book and you see me standing, chilling out, at my home with Barack Obama, you see me chilling out with some, big star, somebody calls me and I say, hold on, and I put it on speakerphone and it's on the video and it's Jay-Z calling me, hey, Lance, what's going on, man? I'm coming out from Paris now. We're going down to Cancun and I want to know if you roll with us. Yeah, man, I'll call you back later on. Boom. And all of these worldly, like, man, I didn't know this guy. But because all of these big people know him, he must be something. So now you drop your guard even more, even though you act like you're not. So now that's what these people on a YouTube level, little old me, they want to get, because I used to let people in like, hey, man, this, check this guy out, so and so and so. I ain't letting nobody in unless I can vet them. I'm going to give them hell before, if you're talking overall things, you can talk. Doesn't mean I have to know anything about you to come on the show that way. But if you putting yourself up as being some healer or some counselor or something where people have to give up private information or have a proximity to your private world in their consultations, I got to know who you are, buddy. I can't just because people trust me and I earned that over the years and I ain't giving that away that quick. No way. So I got to vet these people, and I'm going to have a rating system on the LANCESCURV show from 1 to 10. How much do I know this joker? So that way, if I have to go through the cleanup after the carnage, I'm going to listen, brother. I don't know you. You want to come on the show? Okay, 1 to 10. I'm giving you a half. I don't know you from Jack. If you a 10, you somebody that I know that I can go in your house and or before I go in your house, know what's up on your shelves, know everything about you. And I know people like that, but I still can't give them 10 because they can change.
That's right.
You might get a 6
I was thinking about
exactly.
I was thinking about what you were saying. The guy fishing the fish. It's actually just like catfishing, but back when I was like maybe late 30s or 40s after my divorce, and I had went on one of the dating sites, whatever, and it's this guy. He said he was an engineer, that he worked in Dubai, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, so, I'll let you entertain yourself because really you're not doing anything for me. It's a nice thought, but I believe in facts, you know what I mean? Not theory. I watch sci-fi, you know, I don't live sci-fi. So anyways, so one night he calls like 3 a.m,
right, acting
like there's some turmoil in his life. He need help. And he asked me to send him $300.
Right.
I said, excuse me? You woke me up in the morning. You're an engineer. Now let's get this right. So that means, and you're working in Dubai on the rig, what have you, on the oil rig. You know how phenomenal your paychecks are. And so you calling me. I said, single woman raising teenagers, what have you, and I'm going to send you $300. Well, we're gonna get. I thought we were serious, and we're talking about meeting and getting married and whatever. I said, "Child, please." I told him, I tell you what, you better off. I told him, get on there again online and search for another bubblehead because I'm not one.
Yeah.
I told him, because I'll kick my own ass if I send you $1. I said, let me tell you, I don't enable men to be men. And when I submit myself to a man, he's going to be a man and be able to take care of not only his damn self, his damn family, and then he can include me.
Right.
But if I have to come out of my pocket to do anything for you,
that's right.
I told him it ain't gonna happen.
That's right.
I like being single. Toodaloo.
but trust me,
end that right away. But see, one thing people have to understand. There's a difference between need and desire. When you're going into relationships, if you're going in there with the need, you're going to be screwed.
Yep.
Okay. If you desire, then that means you don't go in that relationship with no expectation. Huh?
You're going to be screwed and screwed again. 2 different ways.
Thank you. Yeah. But at least with the thing is with the desire, I want you because I want you. I don't want the man because I need anything from him. I want him because I want him in my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the problem with relationships today, women look for men that I need you as a financial source. I need you for this. Yeah. No, get your head out of the clouds because trust me, once he tap it, he's done. You know, I have brothers and trust me, I learned from people. I didn't have to just go to school and become a therapist, mental health worker to figure these things out. I have people in front of me my whole life playing these roles out. Trust me, life is a learning experience. It is. And if you don't use it for what it is, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Going to therapy ain't gonna help you with that either.
That's only after the fact. The damage is done.
That's a wasted. You know that's wasted time for you being there for an hour talking because all you want to do is hear yourself. Anyways, that's
exactly.
It's a wasted career.
That leads me to ask you. We have to do a relationship show. We have to have a conversation, and we have to go deep on that. And I
that's
want
gonna be the next one.
Okay, please. Because I'm gonna do a whole lot of them.
That's gonna be the next one.
Yeah.
Because that's very, where healing comes from. Healing comes from knowing yourself, developing a relationship with self. And a lot of people, I don't know if you ever noticed that.
See that?
Some people really can't be by themselves.
They don't want to be.
They really can't. They can't be by themselves.
But they don't want to be. They don't want to be. It's frightening to them.
Well, no, that's what. Yes,
because
why?
Look at the whole mentality.
Why is it frightening?
I'm not going to say it's a South, North, East, West thing, but I know, especially here in the South, more so. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is just my observation. When you're around, let's just say the churchified people, right? And all the big church ladies are married to big fat church men, and they see the young sister coming up, and she gets to be near 30. Girl, what's wrong with you? When you gonna get married?
Yeah.
And see, it's the thought of getting married, right? It's just the thought of getting married. Like okay, I'm getting married. Well, what about you? What about what you want to do? What about if you didn't find or cross paths with that one? Because it's not I hate to hear it when I didn't find. So that means if you didn't find, that means you're not, that you've been looking. You should not be looking.
Right.
You should be exuding. When you exude and work on yourself and become that one, the peace will come. The piece. I'm not saying the man is a piece. I'm saying that piece of the puzzle will be attracted to you, and it will seem divine. It'll be right there. But if you sit there year after year not improving yourself, not doing you're not putting that energy silently out there. Because you will be rewarded by the universe if you do what you have to do and become that catch that you are and be over 100% of what you're supposed to be. And that will be easy pickings. But if you don't work on yourself, there's no signal going out to the universe, and you'll attract all kinds of cockroaches in your life that try to look like the real thing. That's a fact.
But see, we got to understand, too. We got to stop with the Harlequin romance bullshit. We got to stop that. And what I mean by that, we can't, love is a definitive to something, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't equate the whole essence of the divine relationship. It doesn't. And we got to stop looking at it that way. Because when I hear people, love will come, it's like, okay, then you loved each other for a year. Now you hate each other.
Yeah.
So it's not a light switch that you can go on and off with love whenever the hell you feel like.
That's the kind of society we live in right now.
The delusion.
But see, it's been going on for a while, more so now. Before it used to be about investigating that person. It used to be about dating them first, then you're courting them, then you're engaged to them, then you marry them. We jump all over.
We found people who are traditionally the same the way we used to be. What it used to be is we paired. Exactly. We paired. If you compliment me, then you and we are an ideal mate.
But it takes so long to find out if it is truly that these days, because many people are working to be the false thing and look good instead of being the real thing.
It's fake.
Yeah, of course.
It's Hollywood. It's all fake. Everybody wants to look like the housewife of Atlanta. And it's like all this stuff is made up. That's why depression is at an all-time high. And that is really affecting Black women like it ain't nobody's business. Yes. So when I see you got a big butt, then you go out there and you get paid and get extra whatever that stuff they put in your butt to make it bigger, and you look stupid. That it looks stupid.
Yeah, but Gluteus Maximus never brought wisdom and never taught nobody how to raise kids and be a wonderful
it don't
mate.
Keep anybody.
Two butt cheeks that all they do, I mean, it's supposed to be a muscle that powers you around, but butt cheeks, y'all, is that all we require as a man is butt cheeks? And then you have these women who put these things in it, and proportionally it is off. So that's okay. And you know what that tells me about most of these men? Most of these men are perverse to the extreme because you're lusting after something that is fake. You're lusting after something that's fake.
People always want what they can't really obtain, and that's the problem.
I'm happy where I am. I do what I do. And then when I'm in my lane. I'm not trying to be anybody other than what I am. That's why I can be consistently.
And you're content.
Exactly. I'm not trying to be something I'm not.
And what's wrong with being content?
But see, most people can't be.
Illusion of this excitement.
But see, exactly, they're looking outward. The society doesn't teach you to look within.
Exactly.
They teach you
then when you
Jesus
buy yourself,
in the sky and the Mr. Right coming here, and this person's gonna save me. No, I'm saving me. I have to
And then when you buy yourself, though, that was when it comes down to when you buy yourself is when reality really kicks in.
That's right.
And some people are in a relationship and they're lonely as hell because You were looking
Oh,
for all these.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what you said about being in a relationship and lonely as hell.
Okay.
I did a video already that's locked and ready to release about that
Okay.
very thing. So please, everybody, no, it would be an honor to say, well, you know, but I've been talking about this. I'm not saying that to disrespect you, but this, I'm glad that we're on one accord this way. This is why we have to talk about and have this relationship show, because I did one earlier today, and I'm going to probably release it anytime soon, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I went in on that thing, and I went in on it deep. And it's funny that you say something like that. You know, because yeah, but see, you know what it is.
But that's how it goes,
No,
though,
but
right?
you're right, though. You're right.
Like
I mean,
mine,
it's just
like
so funny.
mine.
Exactly. Great minds think alike. But I think yours is greater.
Oh, stop! I am older than you, though. Okay, we'll give you that.
For real. You know, you are. I mean, it's a little bit, just a little bit, right? But I'm
Just a
just
little
saying
bit.
that you know you've
Well,
absorbed.
I'm old, period, because I think I was a serious person when I was just a little girl. I was still serious. I just look at life differently. I wasn't into the playing all the time with the dolls or whatever. If it wasn't something challenging, purposeful, I wasn't interested.
Yeah, but
I
see,
just wasn't.
that's good though. That's good. Now I did, things when I was younger, like a younger person would, but deep down I looked at the world a different way. So it was funny because even when I was like a teenager, I'm not going to say I was mature and walking around and so on. So yeah, but there was, when it came time, there's a certain maturity that was there. So I was always in older situations in my life. And now that I'm older, people are like, man, you look good for your age. But so it's like, I've always been this constant person. And the way I see things, this is why I've had the tremendous recall for the stories and experiences I've had, because I absorb things around me and I'm not a fool. I'm going to absorb them. And that's why I can spit it back. But like I said, we're very similar in many ways and I respect that. But we need to go in on this because, like I said, there's so much. It's going to be worse. Look, just like Sister Ali B said, with the big butts and the toothpick legs, and men are lusting after this. I mean, it's got to be okay. Look, if you're going to lust, right? If you're a man, you're going to lust, right? Lust naturally. Look at a woman maybe who runs track and has proportionate legs and butt. Whatever. If you look at the physical, but you're going to lust after something artificial. A Frankenstein chick who's put, the face, the lips are so, it's crazy. And what is it going to do?
It's a lot.
I want to see them when they get old. I want to see them when they get old. I want to see them when they really get old. And just sitting around, all that shit. Look, you see them in a moment of horniness and you make a life decision based on two butt cheeks. That's a daggone shame.
Yep. It's sad. It's really sad. It's just that we're so displeased with self. Is horrendous. I mean, you're not satisfied how you look. You're not satisfied with your life. You're not satisfied with the next person that you bring into your life. It's just constant drama. You can tell we are Americans, that we've been in colonialism for a long time. Because these people are never damn satisfied about a damn thing. It's just turmoil, up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah. And it's like, wow, where's the soundness? All around the damn globe, it's just like that. It's nothing but discord. And it's like, right. And so this is where I challenge any so-called Christian. If that Christianity wasn't built on nothing except for evil, prove me wrong.
Right.
All I see is discord in the world. And now you want to take it up to the universe with the six arms of force they want to make now.
Yeah.
It's a space force. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. I hope and pray if we do have anything out there, they throw your ass back down and hit this surf and make a hole through it. You don't let your poison go any damn place else. You got to fix this mess down here. Right. How the hell you thinking about going somewhere else? Because there might be life up there. They don't want you up there.
That's right.
All they got to do is look at what the shit
you did down here. They already know what's going on down here.
Yeah.
They don't really bother with that.
Yeah. This place it's got everything. Sex, poos, murder, mayhem. They got everything down here. Ain't none of it no good.
Exactly. And you think I want to be bothered with that?
Ain't none of it no good. So why the hell if I was there, and you come up there, I'll shoot you right there. Pew, down you go. You will not bring your trash into my backyard.
Keep it over there.
Keep your trash to yourself. Hell, if I had my way, if I was a guy, I would be cleaning right now.
But you see how it is, though? You know, we think of it just on that level. Like that was an analogy you used about keeping your trash over there. And some of us may live in nice homes and subdivisions and have nice, well-kept lawns and, you know, security and say, okay, I'm okay. But the trash is in their mind. It has infiltrated their mind. So you can come and people put it on the hood. Oh, yeah, you got a hood mentality. There are people who physically live in what many call the hood who are not hood. They're just passing through. There are some people there who are hood. Let me tell you something. You know, I wouldn't say a friend, but I'll say an acquaintance of Mrs. SCURV, right? A business acquaintance, a business. That's all it is, right? And this white lady has an ample sum of money. You know, she could sit down and probably not work for the rest of her life. And she has parties and little get-togethers with other millionaire white ladies who have all the expensive bags. Oh, this bag costs $6,000, and mine costs $9,000, and this one. And so they're on that level. You know, Mercedes Benz is like go-karts to them, right? But wouldn't you believe that when they have their little get-togethers, look. If I was a multimillionaire and you're a multimillionaire and I threw a couple $1,000s on the table, I wouldn't expect you to steal it. Number one, on a moral level, if I was just a blue collar guy making minimum wage and I had high morals, you shouldn't expect it to be gone anyway. But even more so, you would expect it to be sitting there because these people got all kind of money coming out. They fart money, right? So how come there's an expensive bag that you can afford, but you go over your friend's house and steal it? Why would you do that? So it shows me that these people may look down on people who live in a so-called hood, those who have high moral value, because there are many people who live in a so-called downtrodden area because the money you make dictates where you live. Right? So maybe they have plans on getting out of there, working a little more, doing what they do. So you can't say because of a geographical location that you're bad because you're there, because there are a lot of people who don't look like us who live in the so-called affluent side of town, and they are dope heads, they are alcoholics, they're depressed. You think when you see them in their cars that they'd be so happy, you'd be, oh, if I had that car, man, it would be so nice. But there are things attached to it. So they have to put the facade and put all the baubles and rubies and pearls around them to glitter for the world, to cover up their sadness, like the song says, the tears of a clown when there's no one around. See?
Well, you know what, though? Don't forget, the media help with that facade. Yeah. Because we know for a fact that I was looking at the statistics, and they were showing the statistics of white on white crimes. It is actually higher than black crimes. But guess what? They don't report it.
They don't. And look at the memes on TV.
They don't shed no light on it whatsoever.
Right.
Only thing they do is when it's for racial divide.
But have you seen the memes and little videos, which I don't really, people send me all kind of stuff, right? So, you know, sometimes you'll see 2 or 3 or 4 cops, right? And there's a white guy cussing out the cops. And the guy, the cops have their hand on their weapon, but they have their hand up like to say, stay away kind of thing. And you have a white man with a knife pointing at the cops, and they won't do anything.
No.
But I mean,
they waited until he got tired swinging the knife back and forth.
Exactly.
They were running from him. So because
white life must be preserved.
Exactly.
In their mind.
Exactly. So the point is, they like to give those stereotypical image of us, but on the whole, we do live in decent areas. There's a lot of us with income and what have you. They don't focus on them. They only focus on the ones that they feel that is a lower spectrum of society, and they exploit. But this is the thing: they try to use those image as an image to say all black people collectively is this way. So therefore, when you got a professor walking down the street that actually can be brutalized by cops, and then after they find out the fact, oh, he works for children court or this and that, after the fact, they did not hear what he had to say. They didn't value him at all as an individual human being. Only thing they saw was the stereotypical black man in America.
Right.
And that's what they use. Because then that is the only way that they can justify humiliating you as a black man. You know what I mean?
You must be no good because of this or that.
Yeah.
And little comments they make. You know what I mean? I mean, I was in the corrections academy at one point in my life before I worked in the jail. And they were very careful around me. Like, because you'd have a classroom part where you're learning laws and different things. You're taking tests to take that exam. You have the physical fitness part. You have the part where you're dealing with, procedures and how to deal with so many different types of people, how to evaluate, how to speak to them. But in life experience, I had all of that already. So it was a whiz for me. And when they would speak about, they would have different classes on diversity. And they would really get down to the nitty gritty where people were starting to speak about their own experiences. You even had a couple of white people, not much. It was one white guy, one, not all of them. One guy was like, at one point in my life, I used to hate black people. I really hated them. And he was saying it. I'm not mad at him for saying it, because I told him, I said, I got to take my hat off to you, man, because you're probably saying what 90% of the white folks here won't say because it's still current, but you still enjoy it. And see, so they had me like a little Farrakhan up in there, and I wasn't backing up. So we had, for the law segment, we had this lawyer, but she was one who, I remember her being such an Oprah lover, right? And she was speaking away. She was hip. Somebody hipped her to who I was and how I talked, because she was always trying to like instigate. And I knew she was trying to instigate, and I wouldn't let her. I would sit there quiet. It would bug her. So one day she asked me directly some things on how I felt about it. I said, listen, can I have, how much time can I have to explain this? You're asking me, I'm going to tell you. And she knew, right? So she said, well, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to talk, because I think it's going to be very interesting, because I was told that you have some very unique and interesting ideas. So I had to go in fast mode to utilize the whole 10 minutes. But after 3 minutes, she was trying to shut me up. She didn't like it, right? So me and her never got along. So we crossed paths online at one point. She didn't remember me from the class, but she was sending me things because she was connected, because we had so many mutual friends. Now I knew who she was, but she didn't know who I was. And then and I'm not saying who I was like I'm this big guy, but who I was, remembering me from the class.
To add to that, because I worked in the prison too. But go ahead.
Yeah. So she had this condescending way about her and everything. So she sent out, she was so hungry for attention, she was physically sending out newsletters in the neighborhood, linking back to her. It was primitive back then when you say social media, but whatever social media was back then, she was physically printing these things up and dropping them on the door of everybody she could within different subdivisions around her, which I lived in that area. And I'm like, this woman is thirsty for what? What is she, running for office or something? So she ran across me one time on social media, and we were in a forum, and she was speaking and this and that. She was talking about, how she's this big lawyer in Central Florida. And I noticed she was doing local cases. I'm not knocking her. She was pretty much a public defense. What do they call it?
Public defender?
Yeah. That. I'm not knocking that, but they pretty much are starving. That's the bottom of the barrel if you want to talk status and being a lawyer. Right. That's the bottom of the barrel. I'm not knocking it, because it takes a lot of effort to get there. But people front. Why is it that just human nature, wherever you are, you have to act like you're more according to this world and this society? Just be yourself. So when I was in another part of the forum and we were in a heated debate, only because I wanted to be, because I really don't debate people who that's their whole life. I'm about doing. But every now and then I will spar with somebody, keep my skills sharp. And so she jumped in on the fight because my ideology was diametrically opposed to her. And then she started speaking, well, I'm a lawyer and I'm this and I'm that, and I know this person. And so I had to break it down. I didn't tell her right away. She kept going on. And then she realized, hey, wait a second. And I didn't say I know you, but I said, are you sure you're that? There might be people out here that might know you and know that you're lying. How you don't know me. You're on the internet. I said, well, listen, I started dropping names of people that she knew. Then she realized, wait a second, this guy might know my circle. And I kept making the circle tighter and tighter and tighter. And then I told her off. I told her off in a way I couldn't tell her off in the classroom, because she was trying to do everything she could to sabotage me. And this is a sister. You see what I mean?
Hey, look, they could be the worst, okay? No, we could be the worst to our own people. I'm telling you, I know this.
I know that.
And especially working in those circles, please.
Yeah. So, I let her have it. And see, she didn't know that I knew I was good friends with the lesbian who rented a room from her. And I didn't go in this woman's house, but I knew how nasty her house was. I didn't tell her I knew anybody who, and I told her in indirect ways, and she's like, she shut up like, this guy knows a lot more than me. But don't put yourself out there and try to front and then come in a condescending way. Look, I'm not putting you down because of what you do. You know, many people would say, well, you used to drive a bus, Lance, so you're more lowly than a lawyer. Well, you know, you can put me in whatever rank and file you want. I know the greatness, the seeds of greatness that I have in me. I know my role, and I know what I have to do in this lifetime. So that's okay with your evaluation, your limited evaluation, your snapshot of my life. But
you see how they get us, though, right?
And we go against each other because of our status
in the white man's world. That's how they get us, and that's sad.
Exactly.
That's sad because you be thinking You be thinking. I was listening to this Moorish sister talking yesterday, and because they do a live thing once a week or whatever, and I like to listen and tune in. But anyway, she was saying that she thought she was all that when she got her master's degree, like you can't tell me nothing. She said, but then what happened is when something was eating away at her mind when she went to when she stepped on the stage to receive her degree. She said this one of the professors that was giving her degree or the paper. They don't forgive you the degree right then and there. But anyway, and she said he smirked at her.
Oh wow!
And she said she felt like he was saying, "Had the joke is on you."
Right.
And so through studying history and everything, she realized the joke is on us because those are just sets of structures that they want to implement. And they want you to follow them, and you are the overseer to make sure people are lining up. Because that's institutionalized.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You're only trained to fit in the system.
When you realize, because when I got to the master's level, and I realized I was, trying to get my hours, and what have you, and I noticed they kept putting me with people, Caucasian people. I had to go and do clinics with them. But it shocked me when I was sitting there and I was in a sex offender class. And when I mean sex offenders, these people who have molested their own children and things of that nature, or abuse them, they're not locked up.
Wow.
And see, I couldn't wrap my head around that. Wait a minute.
What the heck?
Wait a minute. Now, didn't I just hear a boy in New York? Huh?
I'm saying they're not locked up.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't I just hear about a boy in New York getting arrested for a backpack, and the judge gave him 3 years for a misdemeanor? And this man sitting here telling me he molested his daughters, a big old barely looking nasty thing, molesting his daughters, and he didn't know right from wrong, that was wrong. I had to look that big fool up and down, and I was like, are you serious?
See how the system works for them?
How the hell you think it's okay to lay with the child that they're your seed? How do you think that was okay? And furthermore, why the hell are you here in my group?
Right.
You're supposed to be locked up.
For real.
What is going on here? I'm confused. So, anyways, I ended up, that was in. I was done. I said, if you think for 1 minute, I'm good, this is what I'm going to be doing. And with this is bullshit right here.
Yeah. So remember,
this is straight up bullshit. This bitch over here molesting her little son. This one over here beating everybody in there white. Everybody. But no black people. Why? Because their ass locked up and for nothing. No serious felonies. Exactly. These are felonies. So when I just saw the hypocrisy in the system, I couldn't take it no more, man. I was like, I'm out of here. And then, needless to say, the prisons were supposed to become rehabilitation places, and there was no rehabilitation going on in no damn place.
No,
this is a damn joke. I got to go. I'm out. I'm stepping.
Yeah. No, I know.
Because the only thing I was doing is getting in trouble. I was teaching those people how to go to EEO and putting complaints, violations, and what have you. And when the brass came down, they knew who did it. So, I had to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
But, because, they'll pay somebody just to get me out of there. So I'm like, nah, let me do something before I go to show you how much I believe in your damn system. It's a damn joke. You got people locked in here.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got people in here for just absolutely no. And I did start off taking law, but then I said, no, I really want to help the people. So that's why I decided, I'll come and become a therapist or whatever. It's just roadblocks all the way around, though. All the way around when you are a person of color trying to help people of color, because then they say, well, then you trying to be like the Farrakhan's of the world.
Yeah. They don't like that.
They don't want you doing that.
No.
So, and I'm not a fake ass person.
Right.
I'm just not a fake ass person. I'm not gonna play the games. I don't need you. You don't matter to me.
But see, that's what happened to me
it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with race or whatever. It's just the point is you. I have no use for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm about the advancement and the betterment of what I see you doing over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're tearing this down, and then you're trying to tell me that you this good person or whatever, and you're doing this for the good of my people, and I'm supposed to buy into that because, you're better than them because you decided to go to school and you decided to do no fool.
Right. They don't.
It's in my DNA to be who I am and to be better. You're not giving me permission. But see, that's the difference when you know your history. Then you know, excuse me, you know how the church, how the court is set up, like the ghettos on a ship, on a trading ship. That's all that came from. You learn all of these things. It's like, excuse me, honey, we schooled you, so you're not going to tell me about my history. Is what you're going to do. Okay. And so I keep it really sweet and really short to let you know, I know who I am. I know all about it. And so, and there's still more room for me to learn. But at this point, I know hell more than you think I know. And I don't want to hear from you.
That's right.
Yeah. You're not going to tell me, you're not going to school me on how to be a civilized person. I was civilized. My people were civilized before you came in and ruined that. You know what I mean?
Nobody liked you after that. Oh no.
Yeah.
They don't like me, and I don't care. But stay away from you too.
Yeah. They know I don't care. You get your ass over there. I'm over here. Don't come in my spot. You go over there. Because what I don't do, I don't deal with bullshit. That's just
right.
Simple. Plain it. It's my face. You can read my face, and I don't have a whole lot of you. I don't care black. I don't brown. I don't give a hell who you are. I'm not going to play a lot of games with you. I give you a few minutes of my time.
That's right.
And if you're wasting my time, I'm going to be civil first and push you off. But if you keep coming in my circle, then I'm going to have to tell you about it. You know what I mean? So we can get a clear understanding. We're going to be clear about this. And what was it used to say? Something talking bullshit walk. Wait a minute. This used to be my saying back in the day, but I just don't have time for all that double talking. It's a waste of breathing and air.
As I get older,
what I mean?
I feel the same way. As I get older, it's sort of chronological. My spirit is always young. I have countless millions of years of existence. So I can't say I'm old because I'm not. The container, will soon expire, but my spirit, I'm not old. I'm the same way.
No, because you've been on this ride before.
Of course.
Because I won't say, you know how they say young people have old souls and they like that. I was that person.
Right.
My whole life. And there's a time for playing, but then there's a time for seriousness. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's who I am. And I play with children. I don't play with adults. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's my approach. And I'm clear about it. That's right. And that's why I always gotten along with younger people because they are wise. A lot of them wise beyond their years because you got to think you're dealing with old souls. Exactly. They don't know they've been inhabited by new soul. They've been, reborn back into this world. But the thing is, you got to get it right. So you don't have to keep recycling back here. You don't have to keep because you're recycling. And so that's why right now everything's clear cut for me. I don't have time, because my sons will say, "Oh, mom, why ain't you dating? Why ain't you?" Child, I don't care about that.
Right.
Now, unless something comes this way and we're on the same page, I don't have time for that nonsense.
Right. The
I have
starting up
a little window.
Exactly. The starting up something and then it doesn't work. You're not
Thank
fearful.
you. I'm not
You
going
just know
through
what you
none of
want to
that
do.
nonsense.
All those games that waste time.
Yeah. And, the thing is, it's a very small window of opportunity to do something.
Exactly.
And I don't want anybody who's not going in the same direction I'm going in. I don't got enough, and I don't have that time to go and try to research that person. Because at the end of the day, the line is drawn right here.
Exactly.
Make no mistake about it. If I can't pick up that vibe from you, it ain't gonna vibe.
Exactly.
Hi, whatever. I'm cool. We could be, passing friends and ships in the night, whatever. But you're not coming up in, like I said, my circle, because I have a journey that I'm on right now, and it doesn't include fools. Nobody.
You just can't let anybody in like that.
Yeah, you got to vet.
Your proven circle took time to cultivate. You can't give that up so fast. And this is what people don't understand. Like, they just think they can just sail on in your world when you're comfortable where you are. We've had high points, low points, made bad judgments, made good judgments. But right now we realize this artificial thing called time is precious. You'd be better off going out, sitting down, meditating, and elevating yourself from within yourself instead of being the one always, I'm looking, who's that? You know anybody you can hook me up? And you letting all this stuff into your life. Let it come the way it's supposed to come. And if not, you got stuff to work on to get yourself on that next level. Humping on somebody ain't going to help you do it. And if you do, it's got to be something behind that so the hump has some value.
And two, in the discovery of learning the possibilities for yourself and opportunities, connecting with your community, connecting with other folks, you're going to meet that person eventually. So the point is, you don't have to go looking outside for anything, especially women. Understand that. And when I learned more and more about our history and how our kings used to select their wives, he didn't go out. They select the women, and then they brought them to him so he can interview them personally. You know what I mean? And see who was the better fit for him. So we really need to get back to some of those things that we think that's really old, because trust and believe what we've been doing. It ain't working, honey. It just ain't working. It ain't working. So before you frown, So before you frown down on the way our people used to be in tight community, they call it in therapy enmeshed family member. Well, we need to be enmeshed, because when we were around each other in our communities, before from one block to the next block, you knew what was going on before it got to you. You know what I mean? So the point is that the communication was there. The love and concern for each other was there. There's always been poor people in our community, but you didn't know it.
Exactly.
You didn't know it.
They kept their little clothes clean, what they had.
Thank you.
They had dignity where they carried themselves. And like I said, that high moral value is so much more important, because like my mother used to tell me, not that she said people with money or kings and queens, but symbolically, if you have manners, if you have self-respect, if you carry yourself with dignity, if you give respect, if you treat people with dignity, and you fit in, we're not talking about compromising your morals, but fit in and not be boisterous, but do more than what you receive. No self-promotion, just be. You walk amongst kings and queens. And we're not saying kings and queens as far as government is concerned, but those who are on a high moral value, to them, it doesn't matter how much you have in your pocket. You could have lint in your pocket. You could have old bubblegum wrap in your pocket that you forgot to throw out. They will value you and they will take you further because of the value that they see inside of you. And that's what's required. You ever see somebody go around, maybe, okay, this is reality. You have people who have money and you have people who don't have as much money to be is disposable, but they're getting a chance to get around these money people and they're going out buying all this gaudy stuff and all this cheap stuff that looks gaudy because they think this is the way these people are going to dress, and they get there and look like a fool. Now, I'm not saying the people who have the money are on some high level. What I'm saying is that because those people are used to handling money, right? They may show up with something out of Target as far as a shirt on. They may have a pair of jeans and they may have a little hole in it or whatever have you. And we're thinking, oh, the people who have money. So now reduce that down to those in a high moral value, right? We doing all kind of things and we're getting around these people who are living straight and they're on a higher vibration and they can see right through us that we're faking. You see what I mean? So I look at things on different levels. You know,
it's a bit saying you can tell when a nigga ain't got no money. And the sharpest dress tool in the box. You remember? They used to say that. So that's how come people know, because if it's like this, if you look at the structure of our society right now,
right?
The have and the have nots. If you have it, you don't go out your way to flaunt it because you don't have to. There's no pressure for you to do it, right?
Right.
But when you don't have it, you have to put on the facade like you have it. Look, it's like fake it till you make it type of deal.
Right. If I don't have it, I'm not trying to front like I do have it. I'm like, listen, that lets me know the people who are really around me for me, they love me for me, because I'm not trying to front or waste any time to act like I'm something that I'm not. I am not.
That's right.
Look, I'm a creator. I like to create. I don't have time to go out there and try to front for somebody when I can create something. I bought some acrylic paint the other day and I want to start playing around with it and doing some nice little shockable things nobody ever saw me do before, right? But I'm gonna play around with the brush as well as the pen like I want to do. That's my relaxation time, right? So I'll be doing that as I do shows. As I'm talking, the world will keep me company and I'll kill two birds with one stone. And people are like, well, listen, I'll buy the pieces from you. Look at them first, see them first. I see that you know there's a need for handcrafted things. There's so many different things out here that are mass produced. So I'm gonna buy me a couple of caps and I'm gonna take some orders and hand paint some messages on. But it's gonna look dope, but it'll be hand painted. So the time put in, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm trying to get rich from everybody. It's just the exchange and being appreciated for what I do. And you wearing something on your head, whether it's a hat. Now mass produce some of the shirts, but some things I do by hand because the joy of the process.
It's the joy.
The joy.
Yes, the peace that comes with it.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I find projects and I take pride in doing my little projects. I don't go around calling saying, hey girl, I'm working on this right now.
No.
Oh, it looks I'm gonna make some money off of this. No, I do it for my own personal edification because it's symbolic.
That's right.
It's symbolic of my goddessness within me.
Yes.
I am a netter. I'm a creator. You know, I bring life to things, beauty to things, and I take pleasure in doing those things. You know that I'm capable of doing. I don't go call and say, "Hey, I need a guy over here to help me do this." No, I have everything I need because it was given to me. If the thought came to me, obviously I can do it myself, right?
Yeah, and you can, and it's the joy of generating something new that the world hasn't seen, but really you don't even care what the world says because you're doing this for the joy of it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And most people are just always looking, what can I get out of this? What can I get out of that? No. Exactly. I enjoy doing this. That's what I love.
Right. It's the same thing when you take on a job. You know, I was inspired by jobs that gave some kind of pleasure out of what I'm doing, that I could see some kind of purpose in it.
Right,
you know,
right.
And it's funny how a lot of people get lost up in the translation of how much money. And it's funny because you make that money, but you're just as miserable if you did before you got the job. Exactly. You know, and they look at me like, what is your secret? You just seem like whatever. You know, I'm down to earth, I'm pleasant or whatever. I do buy things that I like, but it has nothing to do with what else, flashy to show, whatever. I have appreciation for the earth
Yes.
and the tools it has within it itself that it generates. You know, may it be some rocks, some beautiful level rocks that I found or whatever. I can take it and I can make me some jewelry out of it.
Those are gifts.
They think I actually went and bought that stuff. It's like, no. I know how to make. I've been making jewelry since I was a little girl.
See that? And that's one of your loves.
You
And
know,
see, this is what I tell
that's
people,
the
to go
love.
back
Yeah.
to what it is that they truly love, that's not influenced by the outside
That's
world.
what I do.
It's like even when
And
I was
they
driving,
like sell it.
yeah. Even when I was driving the bus, people would say, "Oh my God, you're sitting back here behind the seat 11 hours a day, and all these people are coming on with these germs, and they're giving you attitudes, and they're cussing you out. How do you do it?" I say, "Well, listen, there are certain places that I have to be in this city, at a certain time. Certain intersections I have to be on at a certain time. But
Right.
I'm not burning my own gas. I'm not even
That's
driving
right.
my own vehicle. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I have an opportunity to influence the whole city in what I do and promote what I do." You see what I mean?
That's
so
right.
I met so many countless thousands of people, and especially since this is a tourist a destination from all over the world, from just about every country you could think of. So it put me in a position that when I cultivated my craft and had even artwork with me, that I would, on breaks or on long red lights, would draw. They'd come up to the man, "Listen, I have an art gallery or an art show place out in Switzerland or out here." Now, I'm not interested in them places, but I've networked. Where if I was
Right.
on some job that I didn't like or didn't see the value in, yes, it is about the money, but at the same time, it's not about the money. It's what else you
That's
can.
right.
How does it elevate you? What does this put you in position for? It put me in position to be around a lot of people, right?
That's
Now,
right.
I can self-generate what I need anyway, but how many times can you promote your own thing while being on a job and running to that many people in the street? So because
right.
they knew that pretty much my bloodstream was clean, that I had to have some sensibility to drive something that huge with people on it for years and years
Okay.
with no incident, well, this guy might be on the up and up. And so you get into these intelligent conversations. So it's expanded me. What I've gotten.
You took a resource
Right.
and you use it for the purpose of another resource. So it's always give it and take it. And we need to get back to that. We need to understand that.
That's
We're
right.
not taking just to get. It's something that's going to nourish and build us up and build
Exactly.
character.
That's the joy.
So it has no real measurement of value to it. The value comes from yourself.
Right. That's right.
It's how you respond to whatever it is that you're taking and partaking in.
That's right.
And so that's why I look at life. When people used to say to me, "Teresa, do you love being here? Do you love working with us?" I say, "Excuse me, what kind of question is that?"
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, well, I'm just saying, you seem happy all the time." I said, "Sweetheart,
You're not supposed
that's
to be?
because, yeah." I thought that's because
That's weird.
also things outside of me don't define me as a individual and as a woman. It doesn't define how I feel today. I
Right.
said, now, however, those things can influence me if I allow it. I said, so I'm here and I'm happy I'm here and you like me. But at the end of the day, don't let that be a determination of your life, period, generated on what another person do or
right.
offer. Take that, what you love about that person, and then you use it intrinsically into your own life. Wove it in somehow.
There you go.
Get something out of it, and it gives me real huge pleasure when I run to people who remember me, because I haven't changed over time to a lot of people, I guess. But when they say, "Hey, I know you," and they're doing good, they're not
That's
in
right.
trouble anymore. They live in that. It's something you said to me. No one ever said those things to me. No one ever took the time to say these things.
That's right.
And I say, well, because I am what they call a master teacher. I don't care who you are. If there's a message that I can possibly give to you to help you grow for tomorrow, change your whole world, your life, I'm going to give it to you. I don't have a problem with that. It don't cost me nothing to give a smile. It don't cost me nothing
Like
to
the
say
song,
a
"Don't cost you
positive thing to
nothing."
you. But some of us act like it's a hurtful thing to smile. And I understand that because some of us are trapped in our past still. We have not learned to let that weight go.
Tell it.
And move forward. You can't go back and change anything. Once you get that in your head, hanging on to it only drags you down.
And keeps you from the beauty of the present reality.
Yeah, it stops your growth. It stops you as to function as a positive human being that can make a change, a difference.
That's right. That's right.
And all the lives that you touch, we touch so many lives. I don't know any people out there, and I don't go by, oh, he's white, I ain't gonna speak to him. She's white, she's this and that. I don't live my life like that. I am me. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna be nice to everybody. And if I encounter somebody shitty, I say, "Oh God, you had a shitty day, didn't you, child?" You know, I'll talk to them like that, and they look at me and it changed their whole demeanor. They look at you like, "Yeah, I did have a bad day," and I will take 5 or 10 minutes and I'll talk to them. I don't care. That's why I say, when we're talking about the African diaspora, healing the diaspora of our people, it has nothing to do with becoming those people and be racist and exercise black supremacy.
But you shouldn't have to explain that.
It has nothing, but we have to, because we have some ignorant black people in our group. They have old ideals, especially older people. They have old ideals. I know this because I'm an older generation, and you're getting there. So a lot of them have old ideas.
I'm just a few years behind you. That's
well,
it,
but I'm just saying. But you seem,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm right there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when I was in my my 50s, I was like, I am not a singer.
Put it this way: when you were leaving high school, I was just coming into high school, pretty much like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But since you take care of yourself, and since you have that strong personality, like you just said a few moments ago, you've always been the way you are. Not meaning that you're stagnant, but that basic moral standard of who you are.
Right.
I can hear it. I'm within the last bit of time, I'm just getting to know you, but I already know that you're one of them people that if I met you and knew you for a year, it's like I knew you for 30 years. Because the floodgates would just blend and meld, and there's certain things that I would already download and already know. So it's not the matter of man's fake chronological time; it's the depth of the connection.
You got that right. We're not on their time, because my grandchildren will tell you, you're the most funnest grandma in the world. You like my mom's age, and it's like, so I have my moments. Like I said, I play with children. I don't play with adults like that. Well, that's a lie. Me and my sons, we kick it a lot. But nonetheless, there is a time to be serious and time to be real.
Of course.
So what I'm saying, we have to embrace one another. We can agree to disagree about life, but the point is, whatever you do, don't stop learning. You don't necessarily have to pick up a goddamn book, but you can just look out your window.
It's being receptive to the world around you.
There's something to learn, even from a little bug, how they live.
Exactly.
I was one of those people. I like to watch the bugs, see what they
and me both.
do.
I'll take a flat lawn chair. And find a nice ant's nest and lay face down with my head right there on the edge of the thing, and just sit. I'll fall asleep now sometime, right? But I'll wake up and I'm looking at the ants, where they're going, where this and this and that. I'll even pick up a few of them and help them where they're going. Here, I'll save you a few steps. I
used to call it ants war, because you see the larger ants and the smaller ants, they used to fight for domain and whatever. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. You know what I mean?
Little do you know. So, exactly. So you're like the aliens who are watching the humans down here who don't really want to be involved in the war, but I'm watching everything you're doing. And
that's right. Hello. Yes. It's same concept, baby. Same thing going on. So with that, brother.
yes. I just have to say one thing. When you come on, it's my job to actually trick you and keep you on longer. And I did.
No, you can't trick me, baby.
We got to keep the conversation going, because everybody here loves you. And I say that only in that spirit.
Thank you. And I love if I could be on there for another 2 hours, I would.
I know.
It's time to get dinner.
I know. And I have to play this piece for you. It's funny because we said our so longs earlier. Remember we said, okay, have a good night, everybody. And I'm like, let me find something here. And I fired you up. And we had I think we got another hour and a half almost talking.
Yes.
And if somebody else calls, we're gonna do a show again tonight.
I know, right? Okay.
But thank you so much for your time. I know you got to be hungry or got to go to the bathroom. Either one. Not to be lewd, but the body does take over. So enjoy your evening. And
you too.
But wait a second. It's earlier for you because we're at different time zones. But still, doesn't matter. You put down what you had to put down, and I appreciate it. And I'm gonna share this clip, with everybody. From the ambassador, the African ambassador. I keep forgetting her name, but everybody knows who she is. And they probably heard this too.
Yes.
But it'll be a nice ending to this show. And we're going to keep on going. I have some things cooking up.
Okay.
Maybe for the night later on and all through the middle of the night and all through the morning and everything like that. Never stopping. Quality and quantity. And I thank you, Queen Nefertiti, for spending your time here with us and sharing.
You're so welcome.
And breathing life into us. We feel lighter. Thank you. And you did a good job. And this video will go on forevermore.
And you know what? It comes right back to me, babe. Right back.
I know. But see, you're wise enough to know that, though. A lot of folks don't know that. They want to hoard everything for themselves and whatever. As you give is the way that you will receive, because we're breathing and we're connected to nature and will always feed us back. Like I always say, I never see a bird flying high worried about how it's going to eat. It doesn't have a refrigerator, doesn't have a house, but it's flying and enjoying himself, and it's well fed. And I know that because one almost hit me in the shoulder the other day when it dives by me, the bird. You know what I mean? So that means good luck. So anyway, have a good night. And I'm going to play this piece right now. And just enjoy yourself. And I'm looking forward to the next one. You let me know, and don't be hesitant thinking, I don't want to bug them. No, and I'm always here. Always on point and always here for you, okay?
Okay. I got that. I got that about you, brother. I got that.
All right. You have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Okay. Much love. Okay.
Much love.
And say hi to your wife.
Definitely. She's in the next room. All right. Peace.
Okay.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. No sound. Okay, let me make sure how this thing is playing here. It's supposed to be sound. So what I'm going to do, it's connected right, but so I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it down. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking the sound is coming through. So we'll just play a little music and ease on out. We got some more shows later on. Can't say exactly when, but the secret's out. We don't sleep. But I'll find a way to play that clip another way. I did a recalibration on some of my equipment, so I had some upgrades, and so now, it seemed to knock certain abilities that I have to recorrect again. So, that being said, we're going to knock this out, and thank you all so much, and we'll be back. Just when you think that we're going to fall asleep, we're going to keep on coming back again. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is what we do, okay? Oh, you heard, Shonda, you heard the piece that I was playing? You can hear me, I know. But it was the piece that I was playing. That's what I wanted to know if you could hear. The African ambassador, the woman there, I keep forgetting her name, but she was speaking in behalf of African liberation and unity, to the United Nations and stuff, So yeah, we're just gonna wrap this up, play some music and wrap it up. But we will be back tonight, all through the night. Peace.
Shut up, what you think? That's what I'm saying. So it's strictly a place of fear that we're operating from. And the fact is that we're not gonna get out of that place. And even sometimes when I speak, and some people will look at me and say, "Man, you gotta be careful of what you say." And I tell people, please do not tell me to be careful in what I have to say. I am not afraid to speak. I am not afraid because, look, I am here to do work. The fact is that when I go to my job, I don't just stand here and look at my job and hoping that it get done in some other way. So the job that I'm here to do, I am doing. I don't want anybody to sit and say, "Oh man, I'm worried about this." Don't worry about me. I don't want people to go around and worry, when is white supremacy going to get him? These are the things that they want you to think. These are the places that they want to put you in.
Paralyzes.
So what I'm saying is, that's why we don't do nothing. We see our sisters being beaten down in the street as strong black men, and we stand here and we look, and all we can do is take up our phone and videotape it. And what happened after that? You see what I'm saying? We see these things, and yet we are paralyzed by them. But the fact is that here's where the danger comes in. The danger comes in because I will look at you, okay? I'll give you a scenario. Here's a white guy over here. He's got a lot of food, even food that he's just wasting. And you have a gun, but you ain't going over there to rob him. But here is it that me or you who live right next to him, who hardly can find enough to eat and feed the family, that's who he's coming to kill. So what does that say to you now? You see, this is so much self-hate. It is so much self-hate that is within you or me that is going to destroy the other person who look like you or me. And the food, all the food is over there. But you won't cross that line to go and get the food that you need. You're gonna cross the line to take away what this other person hardly even have. Because you hate yourself so much that you figure if you destroy yourself, then it's good for I don't have to worry about this God that's living over there, because the God ain't gonna give me no food, and if you don't volunteer to give me no food, I'm not gonna go over there to take it. That's what I'm saying. So that's the place that we live. That's the place that we live. And so we have to stop feeding into this narrative where we are living in such fear that when a brother starts to speak truth to power, we're ready to, "Oh man, hush, hush, hush. I don't want the prisoner to come in and get you next or to get me. So be quiet, see, just don't say anything. Be careful what you say." And that's where we live. That's a very dangerous place to live. It is. But the fact is that we can't see that because we're so caught up. We're so caught up, and we are hoping that we just wake up one day and everything magically change. And that is the thing where all of our people, a great deal of our people, is waiting for this magical person to come out of the sky and fix everything for them. That's what I'm saying. It is no magical person that is going to fix it for you. When you have a problem in your house, you must be the one to fix it. You see, what I'm saying is, I'm dealing from a place of logic. I'm not dealing from a place of imagination. Because a lot of us, we're dealing from a place of imagination. And that's where the problem comes in.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition of stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.